Wait. My microphone's been on this whole time. Have you guys heard me eating crumpets? Oh. Damn. It's kind of awkward. Why didn't anyone say anything? Gosh, me. What the? I was just clicking my test alerts.
Alert.
Trying to see if the Tallyman's working today. Ackerman Hug says fetish? Oh my god.
New 3.00 donation from someone.
Oh!
New 10.00 donation from Manifestation. One whole arrow.
Thank you for your real donation. $10 for Manifestation. Thank you so much. That surprised me because I was doing test alerts. Have you got your daily chicken finger meal? I'm eating crumpets. I'm so sorry that you could hear my chair squeaking. And me crumpeting. I'm so sorry. Time for your 12-hour Broken Eye stream? No, not today. Started later and I won't go as late today, probably. I got a real life to take part in as well, you know. But, it's okay. It's here forever now. I definitely want to get some matches in, though. Hang on. Alright, so Tallyman's working. I kind of want to mix some stuff into my decks today that I haven't got. I kind of want to put these Humvees in. These Scoot Humvees. Is the game always that quiet, or did I lower it? It's always that quiet. Maybe I just haven't got my headphones on right, because I got my beanie on. Either way. Fuji says, can you explain the best way to look at a unit and know what it is for? As a new player, I have trouble knowing what is good versus what. So, yeah, like, okay. Let's look at your unit types here briefly. How do I sum this up without going for half an hour? Let me try to just give you like a basic answer in 2 minutes, right? Look at it in terms of like real life, like what kind of unit it is, like tank, heavy tank to light tank, and then you've got wheeled vehicles, which tend to be weaker. You got support vehicles, infantry, reconnaissance units. Yada yada, like you got the tabs here, right? This is reconnaissance units, this is your infantry, these are your vehicles, which often have your heavy tanks. Here's all your support units, including A and artillery and logistics. Here's your helicopters, which cover all sorts of different roles, and air, which can also cover different roles. So how to tell if a unit is good at something is first you gotta understand what it's meant to be doing for you. Which you said, I'm just reading again, you said, I have trouble knowing what is good versus what. Do you know what is... Maybe you don't know what is good versus what, but do you know like what each is for? Like do you know what a tank is for? Do you know what a... like an ATGM is for? Do you know what recon infantry are for? Do you get the roles? Because that's 2 different questions then, right? If you don't know the roles, I don't think it's really like Broken Arrow explains that to you, unfortunately. I think so, says Fuji. Okay, that's fine then, that's fine. So you probably get the idea. So to talk about stats v stats then, if I understand your question. So, let's take this tank, for instance. Let's compare the M8 Thunderbolt to the M1A FEP. Or in fact, let's compare the M1A FEP to the M1A HC. These are similar. These are both tanks. This one costs more. Why does it cost more? Because we've got... Let's compare them side by side. We've got higher armor numbers. So this shows your armor on the front, top, sides, and rear. Orange is heat armor. Gray is kinetic armor. So heat is any orange damage is rolled against orange armor. Any gray damage is rolled against gray number. This is penetrating like armor, like a bullet. But orange damage, that's gray, but orange damage is like exploding against the armor and having like a chemical reaction where it penetrates it, okay? So it's just different kinds of damage. You know, it can be whatever you want in your head. It can be like plasma versus lasers if you want, but that's what it is. Now there's a specific way it works, which is like, there's like a doc on it where it's like, oh, if you've got half... It's like if you have the same number as the armor, you do damage, whatever. All you really need to know is that you want your damage number to be as high as possible, and you want it to be, like, they made it fucking confusing. Where's the goddamn... What's the calculation for it? Kinetic is pretty simple, right? Kinetic is if you don't get the number higher than their armor, you do reduced damage, right? And it scales down. So if I do 650 to 650 front armor, I fully penetrate the front armor. So in this case, this is like one of the best guns in the game, and it can't penetrate the front armor fully. It'll do some damage, but not a ton. And kinetic damage gets higher the closer you get. This is sounding really fucking confusing at this point. This probably isn't answering your question. I'm realizing, like, how complicated that is. But I guess the simple answer is... yeah, the simple answer is I would take the units, compare them side by side. So... I'm trying to zoom in on your question. I'm so sorry this became like a mess. What is good versus what? Okay, let's look at it another way. Let's go to the arsenal. I'm trying to figure out a simple way to say this, and it's hard. I guess I'm stupid. Let's take a tank, a US tank, and let's compare it to a Russian tank. Even more basic if I have standard US deck. Yeah, you know what? Let's just go to the standard US deck. Would I pick the Canvas tanks? Yeah. Let's get basic. Okay. Where's the standard US deck? Is this still the standard US deck right here? I can't even pick it. They might have done a new one. Why can't I, Oh, I guess you're not allowed to look at it. That's annoying. What do I pick to counter mass tanks? So, obviously if you don't have mass tanks of your own, I would be looking for a gunship. Can you copy the default deck to modify the copy? Okay, yeah, let's copy it. Copy the US default deck, then we can look at it. For tank on tank battle, you want your best tanks, which is your FEP trophies. So if you're not fucking with your tanks, just go for the FEP trophies if you want tank on tank. They cost the most, but they're the best. This is not going to do well against enemy tanks. Your M1HC will be fine. Your FEP will be the best. Your Iron Fist is not really for anti-tank. Your troopers will be okay. You haven't got javelins and the strikers, so no. Your troopers will be okay at close range, but they'll run out of ammo at long range too quickly. Cat Javelin will be fine at longer ranges. Assault with Small will be good at close ranges. Marines will be okay at close ranges. Your Viper Helicopter with 8 Hellfires, these will be great against tanks if you don't get it shut down. So if they're running you over, deploy this behind your line so that you're just in range of the enemy tanks and take them out with this thing. This is a great way to kill enemy tanks. The other helicopters don't have anything for it. What else have we got? The F-35 might be okay, but a bit complicated to use. I wouldn't be calling that in. No Mavericks on the F-16C, so nothing really in the jet tab to help you. And in Recon, your Force Recon would be fine if they're AT-4s. Maybe I should use this version of Force Recon. It's cheaper now. Holy shit. Your Force Recon would be fine with their AT-4s, but they're like not going to be good. They can like defend themselves against like a light tank, maybe. When do you use Iron Fist? Okay. Oh, Scouts will be kind of okay too. They have AT. Iron Fist is talking about the protection system, but if you mean the Booker Iron Fist, I don't personally.
New 5.00 donation from Rice Pounder.
One sec.
Excited to see you cover Broken Arrow. The long wait was worth it.
Thank you. I'm so pleased. Thank you for the donation. We're gonna play some more tonight. It's gonna be great fun. Thank you very much, Rice Pounder. Appreciate it. When I would use the Iron Fist theoretically is against things that aren't tanks. This gun is good for killing infantry and light vehicles and maybe medium vehicles if you need it. But it's not gonna cut it for actual, like, killing enemy tanks. It doesn't have the penetration to hurt heavy armor. So you would use this to support your infantry. That said, I don't really like... I don't really like it so far. It's 200 cost. Like, you could just get an M1HC. I guess the Booker is faster, but... The short answer, my friend, is I haven't really used the Booker much, so I couldn't tell you too well. I would just call it an HC at this point. For 40 points more, and have better armor and better everything. Genesix says Booker with the autocannon is fantastic. Yeah. Bridget was saying for the default deck only without modifying it. So I don't know if I'd use... I don't know when I'd use this one. But if you're playing Striker without the other Abrams, then of course you'd use it. Anyway, hope that kind of helps out. Feel free to ask again if I know we butchered the start of that, but hopefully that helps you out a bit. Ask anything else you want. Yeah, a lot of things look like they suck on paper but are good in practice, QGW, that's true. What was I doing for that? I was looking at, I want to put recon jeeps into my deck, that's right. I've been thinking about how I'm really enjoying the recon sweeps I do, but how they move too slowly, and how I need to keep transports with them. And I'm thinking... I should fit more of these things into my decks. Oh, that's the wrong one. Not that. 65 points. 100 speed, road speed, 2400 optics, and 1.25 stealth. So it'll spot non-recons first in the forest, I think. And this is fast. This is what I should be seeding into woods first. It's also cheaper than doing recon combos. I need to fit more of these in, but my deck is so overloaded, I'd have to cut other shit. I'd have to cut a Global Hawk, which I could do. I could do that. I should do that. Like, this will be more useful more often, most likely. If only these things had seats, they'd be the perfect vehicle. Let's take 2 of them and see how we go today. Cut a drone and see how we go. I kind of want to take these guys in green ops now too, looking at that question, because like I like them for their SD power. It is really cool, but like okay, like in practice, it might be more useful to have a squad that has 4 AT4s if you're overrun by enemy armor. I guess it depends who you're facing. If you're facing a vehicle heavy player, this Force Recon is going to be way better. Infantry heavy, this Force Recon will be better. But like the thing is, like, this used to be 15 more, I think, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was always only 10 more. I don't know, either way, that's like a really good deal. The AT4s are really important, especially in those decks like SOF where I was struggling to have enough answers to vehicles overrunning my line. More AT4s across the squad would be great. Like, you could go Marines SOF and have this, and you could have the Ranger Snipers of AT4s as well. That should be really good. How do you keep all the numbers straight when it's just number, letter, says Astro? Yeah, just experience. There's no other way around it. You just learn what is what, and you check again when you forget. Has your opinion on RD gaming changed since the Wargame stream? Oh, almost certainly massively. What was my opinion on the Wargame stream? I can't even remember playing Wargame at this point. You'd have to tell me. I have no idea what you're talking about. Kind of Genestic. It depends what the rest of my deck has, right? I think in SOF, a lot of my squads aren't good against tanks, so having some more that can do anything is good. And Euclid says, DMRs do a lot of suppression. If they're not terrible at close range, it might be the better loadout for, like, general uses now. It's interesting. Like, we played Liberation on stream, I forgot that. Green Ops did used to cost plus 15. Yeah, so down to plus 10 is actually a really nice deal, I think. Heavy Distaste. Well, that makes sense. Probably because, I don't know, like, it doesn't feel good to get artillery, and I probably was not feeling that artillery back. I don't know, it's fine. You get used to it in this, right? I've played this game for 200 hours at this point, I don't forget. Like, I played a lot of the betas. But I felt really comfortable yesterday managing my artillery. The main thing that's helped me is that I think I've successfully rewired a neuron in my brain of all those match reviews, where it was like, I kept watching me spot units but have nothing to kill them, and it made me mad as a viewer of my own content. And yesterday, I was very in the habit, I think, of I saw a red unit I didn't like, I pretty much immediately reached for my artillery unless I had infantry units already, or unless I already had ground units fighting it. I think that's the neuron to rewire in your brain if you can try to condition yourself, is go, if you see an enemy, kill it, and if you don't have anything nearby to kill it with artillery. Because ideally, you should be killing it with artillery anyway, because you should never be fighting unless you have to in this game. There's shooters and there's targets. You never want to be a target, you always want to be a shooter. Sometimes, in conventional fighting, you're going to be both shooter and target on both sides, because you're engaging in a trade of fire. It's a firefight. You don't want to have firefights, ideally. You don't want to have fair fights, you want to kill people. And you don't want to get your own people killed. So ideally, the enemy is never shooting you and you're always shooting them. That's artillery. And I felt very comfortable with that yesterday, I think. Playing against like newer players obviously makes that easier though, because I'm under less mental pressure so I don't forget things. You have a specific hotkey you control group you always put your arty on? Right now I put it on 6, yeah. But I probably need to like think about it a bit differently and be more organized, but that's what I do right now. Have you had the chance to try the AC-130? No. No, I haven't. Like, I hope it's good in the situation you can keep it alive in, but it's so hard for me to imagine keeping it alive. I'm underusing my current air options right now anyway, you know? Like, I have all these bombers and I'm barely using them, and they're way more survivable. So I'm still a little bit timid on using these, but it's also good because I'm being less reckless with them. I think it's good that I'm not feeding dead jets to the enemy all the time, because it also shows I don't need to as much. I'm just using other options like artillery instead. Which, again, airstrikes can be really cool, but if the enemy has AA, you're breaking the rule. You're getting shot at in order to shoot them. If you can get a jet strike off without being shot down, terrific. Or even being damaged, that's terrific. But if you're going to get shot down or damaged, there's a risk of it. then, you know, artillery could have done the job better for you, perhaps. But of course, the airstrikes are more powerful. They're burst damage. This is, like, a bit more of sustain. But I gotta get better at timing the siege strikes. I'm not very good at timing them yet. We'll do more of that today. What was everything I wanted to work on today? I want to get my line composition better. There was something else. I think it was just using the vehicles. I want to use the scout vehicles more. Because I don't want to... I want to keep doing recon sweeps, but I don't want to get the problem I had yesterday of... I have, like, 12 recon infantry, and that's great. But they're all on foot. They've lost their transport, so I didn't keep the transports with them. Or the transports are dead. And then it takes, like, 10 minutes to walk from, like, one area to the zone I want to capture. And it's, like, great, but it's a little bit too slow. Especially between tree lines. And so what I want to try to do today, if I can, it'll probably be hard, but I'll try to get used to it, is the concept of keeping my scouts with transports at all times. Obviously it costs more as well, but the units are useful, like labs are useful. Trying to keep them with some kind of transport at all times, or at least keeping some of them with transports. And or bringing in these recon jeeps as well that can at least scout ahead of them so my scouts can move faster. Because yeah, you're going to lose some, like aggressively scouting. It's not as safe, obviously. Like if you roll up a scout jeep, it could die a lot easier before it spots the enemy than if you roll up a sniper. The sniper is generally going to see the enemy first. But the scout jeeps are still pretty good. In a wooded situation, if you're both in a wood, the scout jeep should see a non-scout unit before that non-scout unit spots the scout jeep. So they should be able to get away with aggressive probing of a static enemy. But the line's going to be pretty thin, obviously, if the enemy's moving towards you, but that's true of any recon infantry. But if they're paid attention to, that's fine, they probably survive. And even if they're not paid attention to, they're 65 points, so they're not really that expensive, and paying, like, if I only have 2 of them on my deck, paying 130 points on a unit that respawns very quickly is going to be very worth it, I think, for all the situations where it turns out there wasn't really much enemy there, and you found that out 10 times faster than if you walked it, you know what I mean? So, I think that'll be something I want to try today, is more recon jeepage in my recon sweeps. Because yesterday, I really got into the habit of doing big infantry recon sweeps, and I felt very good about that. That was a great improvement. But today, I'm going to try to mix in recon jeeps as well. We'll see how we go. I'm gonna, Genesis says, feels kind of hard to use seed in soil environments. Yeah, it depends. Like, for destroying the enemy AA, yes. But I'm still trying to work with this idea of, like, using the seed to cover my strikes, not actually destroy the enemy AA. But it requires timing that I'm not good at yet. The flamethrowers, there's napalm, but there's no, like, projected flame gout unit. But there is, like, napalm missiles and artillery. That does exist. Napalm rockets, I should say. Captain Zaku says, I think a good frame of thought is to have 2 ideas for your recon, passive scouting and active scouting. Your passive scouts are purely for being eyes, and should never expose yourself. And your active scouts are the ones who can do light engagements if needed and move around more often. Yeah. That's one good way to look at it, yeah. Like, snipers are better for sitting in passive scouting, though also you can use their stealth to be more active if you want to not be spotted for sure, like you want to be super stealth mode, but they can't fight. But yeah, like, that's a good way to look at it, I think. And I was kind of, yesterday, I was doing aggressive scouts in front and then snipers following up behind them. What I liked about the amount of recon I used yesterday is even when I lost a recon unit, I had more behind it to fill in when I was doing it right, and I think that's the way to go. You need to have a reserve recon behind your aggressive recon, so that when your aggressive recon inevitably makes a mistake and gets spotted first and killed by an enemy before they can retreat, you don't suddenly lose all your vision in that sector of your line. You still have the backup vision behind you. Because you always need that cordon of recon. You don't need it, but the way I'm playing, what feels good, it feels really good to have that cordon of proper recon units all the way around my operations at all times. It feels really good. And especially because it's good because you have the money for it. Like, maybe not in the first phase, you don't have the money for tons of recon plus combat units, which is why combat recon is great in that phase. But definitely, like, as the game goes on, I don't play tanks a lot. So I'm typically floating a lot of money. And I can just feed that into, like, 10 recon units, and it doesn't even seem to hurt my budget that much, which is good. You know, cost, like, 800 pounds maybe, and I might be floating 1600, so it's fine. And it's very useful. It's really useful. As long as you have artillery, because the other key of working with the recon screen is having things that can take advantage of the recon. It's not enough to know something's there. You want to then kill that thing. What makes recon screen so powerful is then you see things and you artillery them instantly. Which is why I'm now trying to run 2 batteries of artillery on all my decks, like both a mortar battery and a howitzer battery, because I'm using these as my principal damage dealers now. I'm doing an aggressive recon sweep of infantry and hopefully these jeeps today. And as soon as I see something, we're getting a fire mission on it. And you're basically punishing the enemy for sitting still. If the enemy sits still, we kill them with artillery. And that means they either have to fall back, in which case we gain ground, or they have to come to me, in which case, hopefully, we can ambush them with our other muscle units nearby as they walk into my lines, which is unsafe ground for them. Why not cruise missiles if you want to shoot at but not be shot back? Just opportunity cost. Cruise missiles can be intercepted, is the thing. No, I don't use ballistic missiles or cruise missiles typically, Camelith, because it's like you're bringing an expensive thing in your deck that is incredibly good if the enemy does not have HIMAD. But if the enemy has HIMAD, it just doesn't work. They just get intercepted. However, I will say that as part of a seed campaign, skip this right now, it's too much. As part of a seed or deed campaign, that can be very useful because you can send up ballistic missiles specifically to bait out the positions of enemy AA without needing to waste a drone for it. Which is something I should actually do. I should consider putting ballistic missiles or cruise missiles in my deck again. In a cheap way, not on a plane, but in like a ground launcher like HIMARS. Specifically for that purpose. Because it's free. As long as the enemy has their AA on and can intercept those missiles, you will see them try to do that. The enemy can't, like, opt out of that. And if they do opt out of it, you land the missiles, and that's even more hilarious. So it's kind of like a double bluff that just, you win either way, as long as you're ready to follow that up. So you want to assume the enemy's going to intercept the missile, and then have a combination of, like, seed and deed, with your prowlers and your F-35s and stuff, that's just going to go kill that shit. Or even, like, another rocket arty. Like, you can combine a HIMARS with precision missiles. You could combine that with a traditional HIMARS of HE or something, right? Well, no, sorry, you'd have to be... You need both HIMARS and Gimlers, because you need two different units. But if you had the points for that, you could combine a 1-2 strike, where then you use the long range of the Gimlers to actually strike the AA when it reveals itself. Benny says, problem is the potential cost lost of not being able to use HIMARS Cluster, which is the single strongest deed asset in the US. Wait, so Cluster is good against AA? I always feel like I hit JSOWs on AA and it does nothing. Cluster's actually good against AA, like light vehicles. Like, I know it should be, but I feel like I keep dropping JSOWs on light vehicles and nothing happens to them. Yeah, versus an airstrike. You're right, Waldrex, that's what we're kind of talking about. You're right, yeah. Cruise missiles is 0 risk of feeding points versus an airstrike. Yeah, I thought you meant versus artillery, sorry. Versus an airstrike? Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like an airstrike. And then, yeah, as you're hearing from Benny, it's like the opportunity cost, because the options for the US to bring cruise and ballistic missiles on the ground are kind of limited. So that's kind of why. It's not as easy to deploy. But, you know, you can get them. You can get them. You just need a HIMARS or a Gimli, so you need to play Striker or Armored, and you've got them. Hey, what's up? Hey, Beagle, is this game good? Hell yeah, Egan. Captain Sexarch says, one thing you can try is using a scout's laser dares if you laser gun munitions. Yeah, I gotta try doing that more. I should try you doing that more, yeah. So you grinding up the leaderboards yesterday, Yeet? You playing again today? How you doing? Just kind of chatting while I finish these crumpets. I'm looking at your PM right now, Yeet. That is a lot of kills in that B2 Spirit. And on that Lancer. Oh my god. I gotta show this. Hang on. That's fucked up, Yeet. Take a look at these bummers. We thought we had a good time yesterday. When this loads again. Holy shit. Holy shit. I mean, the B2 Spirit run is... Are those nukes? Yeah. Those are nukes. Oh my god. All the tanks in the bottom one, that's my favorite. Like, the top one, yeah, like, you nuked a point. It's a good nuke. But that bottom one... Oh, those tanks! Oh no, and in the same match, too. That's gross. That bottom one is a certified world in conflict moment. That's, what's it called? What's the town called? Tranquility Falls or something. I can't remember. Double nukes. Yeet being a bad boy with SOF Airborne. Cascade Falls, thank you. Benny says, I've been using 2 HIMARS in my striker deck to great effect on AA. It will reliably kill them unless it's extreme range and too many miss. It takes like 2-3 hits of the cluster. Using cluster increases the chance to actually score hits compared to the HE. But doesn't the cluster not set off supply dumps, which people typically put in their HIMAD spots, like I do? Because I think if you use 1 HIMARS of HE, you can probably just kill them that way, can't you? No, cluster sets off supply. Oh, okay. So is cluster just better against anything but infantry? Or is it less damage, but it penetrates more armor? Like, clusters can set off supplies, but can survive a hit. Oh, supplies can survive a hit from cluster? That probably explains why my J-Salves don't set them off. Yeah, I should try to put that in the deck so I want to do seed stuff. It's a good idea. Because it's very powerful. If you can run a proper seed campaign, you get to use all this stuff way more, and it's very powerful. You have a count on it? Yeah, I mean, that's what HIMARS is great at, is being the king of no-you. Though their aim time... Their aim time kind of makes them not so good at counter battery as well, though. You know what I mean? Because they take so long to respond. You gonna try Russat Beagle? At some point, yeah, but... You know, probably not anytime soon, because I'm gorging on the US right now, which is my main focus. But in the future, definitely. There's a lot of stuff I want to do, just right now I'm gorging on the MP. Like, I really want to do scenarios. I think this game really needs some tutorial scenarioing. Different to the main tutorial. I really want to do a scenario for this that, like, preps you for MP. Just like the old, like, when we played Ground Control, the old RTS tutorials, it doesn't fuck around and just kind of like, alright, welcome. You know, move your artillery. You know, shoot the enemy target with your artillery. Do this now. Now, move your artillery with a Shift Q command after you've artilleried them. Doing this prevents you from being counter battery. You know, that kind of shit. Just give you a crash course in how to play an MP match without being useless and feeling bad. It possibly says HE HIMARS can laser, so laser tank will still kill it. Oh, cluster can't laser? Oh. Yeah, HIMARS of a laser is really powerful. Really good at killing infantry and buildings before they can react. HE is mainly against light targets up to IFVs, says Yeet. I'd say it's still effective counter, already with some less reliability, but not that much to write them off, yeah. How's the game so far? It's super worth it, yeah. Would you say worth it to some jank? Yeah, I would say it's super worth it. Well, it depends. If you want to play the MP, super worth it. If you're here for single-player content, from what I hear, it's really janky, and maybe be more cautious. But... That's nice, Benny. Benny just did me a picture of the HIMARS killing a bunch of shit. Bunch of counter battery. The thing about this game is that it's got a scenario editor, so hopefully, like I was just saying, people are gonna build scenarios that are good to play for single-player content, like I want to do as well. But I'm not doing that yet, because I'm playing the MP right now. You know, the game just released. So I would say if you want to get into it for single-player, be cautious. But the game itself is really fucking amazing. The mechanics are amazing. And the multiplayer mode is very polished and very fun in 5v5. But if you're here for anything else, I don't think they've polished it a lot. So I would be more cautious. Because there's only like 18 missions, right? And like it's actually a split. It's like 9 US and 9 Russian is what I hear. So that's not a very long campaign either. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't like their single-player campaign missions at all that I've played so far. I think they have a... I think the way they've designed their SP missions, I do not like, personally. I'm not a fan of it at all. I don't think they're super fun. So I personally will be more interested in the scenario editing and creation. But me, mainly, I'm just interested in the MP. I love the MP. I'm addicted to it. Can't get enough. It's a detailed response. No, you're fine, of course. I love this game. It's like... I worship this game, but I won't sugarcoat the truth about the other stuff. Definitely not. Ironically, they patched that today. It's now supported. Yeah, the 1v1 skirmish thing. I tried that this morning, but it definitely needs more work. But it's good. Like, they knew that, so they didn't release it. Well, I was talking about this in my Discord. It's good that they have now brought out the ability to do 1v1 skirmish in some kind of way that was necessary to release with. But it's definitely not well done in the little bit I tried. Because, for instance, I went and tried it this morning briefly for 5 minutes to see how it worked. And you can't pause, you can't speed up or speed down, because it's just their co-op multiplayer where they let you launch with 1v1 now, which is good, okay. Like, the option there is good. Good, applause to them for doing that, that's good. But, it's very much a hotfix band-aid to people wanting it and not being there. Like, I picked Guards Armored Russian as my enemy, and within, like, their opening rollout, so, like, the first 2 minutes, their initial rollout was, like, 4 T-14 armadas, that many, again, of, like, supporting vehicles, of, like, BTs with them as well. So you've already got like 8 to 10 to 12 ground vehicles coming at you, 4 of them being the heaviest tank in the game, which costs like 400 points each. And then they also had HIMAD ground AA set up to intercept my A10 already. And they had an entire battery of howitzers, three howitzers engaging me as well. That's gonna piss a lot of people off. That's gonna piss a lot of people off, because... Hold up, 4 armadas, yeah. Because I don't... They're the way they do their skirmish... He can really correct me here if he's allowed to say it, because he knows, he's part of the testing. But I'm pretty sure, if I had to guess, the way they do these skirmishes is... the AI doesn't have any kind of economy or, like, limits. It's just there are spawners that are spawning the units, right? It's just like, put spawner here, spawn unit every X. And so the problem is the way they've tuned that, very hurriedly to get this 1v1 mode out is not anything like what you experience in a normal gameplay match. And I understand why, like, as Yeet's saying, I will tell you they are working on it non-stop. The dev responsible for it has been non-stop and has gotten only a handful of games since launch. Yeah, which I'm very sympathetic to, that does suck. Can't discuss the way of the AI. That's fine, yeah. So I can only make my guesses for you, chat. But, with that said, my sympathies to the devs, absolutely, especially people working on it. But just speaking for the player's experience here, that's going to piss a lot of people off. If you're going in trying to have a 1v1 skirmish, and especially if you're not here to sweat, and you just want to, like, try your deck out, or just, God forbid, have fun, and maybe beat the AI, it's going to be fucking hell for a new player. And I think a lot of people, including me, would see a skirmish 1v1 as the first thing you do to get ready for MP, to, like, ease your toes in. And that did not feel like that to me. That felt harder than 1v1 MP. So, that's gonna piss people off. For them, I'm sure they're still working on it, though, and I'm sure it'll get better. But yeah, I think maybe not the best decision for them to have launched without getting enough focus in on the 1v1 mode in the time leading up to this date. The 1v1 skirmish, I mean. Because speaking as a kid who grew up in the 90s and early 2000s, I loved playing 1v1 skirmish against the AI all the time, just to have fun. And I think that's what I'd say about my experience of the SP content with this game so far. Yeah, like the campaign missions as well, and again, I talked about this on the Discord, is I feel like maybe the devs for this game, who, by the way, I want to say, again, did a phenomenal job with the MP. It's inspired design, it's so well done. But I think for the single-player content, I think they might have fallen into the trap, if I was to guess, of it's got to be balanced, it's got to be challenging, it's got to be balanced, it's got to be challenging, which is a very easy trap to fall into as a designer and a developer. And it doesn't. When it's PvE, you don't have to balance everything like multiplayer. Like, the player is allowed to be the protagonist and just have fun. And while it's good to be balanced and challenging to all skill levels if you can, what's bad if you get too caught in that mindset is you have an experience where newer players or worse players cannot find a single-player experience that suits them and is fun and relaxing and not stressful. Like, you don't want to go in a single-player in this game and have it feel like you're fucking queuing up for StarCraft 2 multiplayer and you're gonna get fucking queue anxiety, right? Like, that's not what you want, usually, from a bot. You just want to, like, relax a bit and enjoy the game against the bot. And I don't think that's super possible yet for a solo player. And I know people say shit too, like, oh, just, like whenever I see... I think you might have said this too, so I'm not calling anyone out, but when I see people say, like, like, asking... new players asking for advice, or, like, what advice would you give to a new player, and I've heard people say, like, oh, just queue up with other people in the Discord. Like, the best thing you can do is join the Broken Arrow Discord, meet other people, and join a voice call, and get in a team and queue together. And it's like, yeah, that's technically true, but it's not real, in my opinion. No hate, because I think you might have said this, so no hate, but I don't think that's real. I think, speaking from my experience, I don't want to know other people a lot of the time. I want to buy a game, I want to get into the game, I just want to do shit on my own. I don't want to, like, have the stress and anxiety of, like, social interaction with others all the time. I just want to get in and play a fucking game on my own, you know what I mean? And I want to get into a game, I want to build my deck, tweak it, I want to go in 1v1 against a bot, have a fun and relaxing and enjoyable time where I get to fuck around and sandbox a bit. I don't want to have to, like, you know, have like a social date with other people to do that in like the co-op versus AI that they set up, you know what I mean? And so, like, it's good advice. He says you want to play with me? I do, but later. I do, but that's the thing. It's like, the reality of social interaction for me, and maybe it's similar for others, consciously or not, but I can only speak for myself, is I know the way I feel about that is like, I enjoy hanging out with other people, but it takes effort. I don't mean that like a lot of effort. I don't mean that like personally about anyone. I mean any person except maybe Jamble. Any person in the world, it takes effort to hang out with someone because I'm being considerate of them, I'm thinking about them. And in like game terms, like I can't pause, I can't quit the game when I decide I want to restart and try something new. I can't like fuck around and do weird shit. Like it's a different vibe, you know? I don't always want to, you know, be perceived by others. I just want to do shit on my own, play in my sandbox. But, yeah, like, that kind of got off topic. But the point was, 1v1 skirmish, very important for this game, and I hope they dial it in. Because as who said it above? I think Camelith said it? Not an exaggeration to say that the majority of RTS players are looking for comp stomps. I would agree with that. That sounds about right to me. Yeah, like, you gotta not fall into the trap of being like, oh, it's like, gotta be sweaty or challenging, engaging all the time. I've made mods and shit, I get it. I kind of get that vibe too. A lot of people just want to, like, be the best and have fun, and they don't care if it's really super challenging. Like, just give them an easy bot that is, like, really, as a baseline, easy. It's worse to have all your options be too hard for your average player than it is to have all of them be too easy for the average player, I guess. Like, I'm a sweat, but it's better for your game if I am not served by a challenging enough game than if it's the opposite, where I get hard difficulty, but then your average player who isn't a sweat and just wants to have fun with a video game has nothing they can play. And even I don't enjoy the skirmish and single player much that they put out for this, and I'm fucking sweaty because it's just overwhelming. Like when they throw a bunch of shit at you in the single player missions non-stop and there's no sense of economy to it, it's not how this game works for me. Like, this game is brilliantly designed because of the economic trading in multiplayer. Like, when you kill or when you face enemy armadas in MP, it's fine because if they rolled out with that, that's all they have. They couldn't afford anything else. But when you face like a whole bunch of shit in SP, it's just a bunch of spawn nodes like throwing shit at you, right? And there's no economy. They don't lose anything for losing those units. They just spawn more if the mission is coded to spawn more. And it doesn't work because you as the player are still beholden to the same economic rules as multiplayer of unit capacity limits, cost limits, upkeep, da-da-da-da. And it just feels really bad to me, personally, because then you have to engage in my opinion, this game's least fun gameplay of supply management. I'm not saying it's terrible, but like, the focus of those missions when you're under the attack becomes, oh, I gotta repair all my fucked up units and buy new units for the ones I lost. And I think that is the least fun part of this game. Which is why the SP missions for me, the most fun were when you're on the attack and the enemy is sitting still. Sure, it's not super challenging, but that's when it's fun. You're like solving a puzzle of like, oh, the enemy's got ATGMs and AA and all this shit set up in all these different positions, and I've got to kind of creep through and pick apart their defensive line without losing too much shit. That's fun. Because you get to sit there for 3 hours and do it as slow or as fast as you want. But when you're under stress in the SP, it feels like dog shit to me, because it just feels like you're playing against someone who's cheating in MP. It just feels annoying. It's like you're playing against an MP opponent who's cheating to have more resources than you, but they're dumb as fuck. And it doesn't feel good. You know what I mean? But that's not to rag on the game. I love the fucking game. I'm addicted to it. The MP is incredible. But that's a problem if you're looking for SP content. Anyway, enough yapping about that. I want to play a match. But I do hope they get better on it. But I think you're going to see the best SP content from this game come from scenario creators, from the users. So, I want to learn it. Like, when I dabbled with it for 5 minutes yesterday, it didn't look as approachable as the Arma editor. But I hope with like a little bit of familiarization, it's not too hard to set up interesting scenarios. Like, I couldn't tell how to like quickly set up like good waypoints, I guess. Like, Arma has a great editor though, that's not really a fair comparison. But as long as it's pretty intuitive to use once you get used to it. That's an oxymoron, I guess. As long as you can get used to it without too much knowledge, it'll be good, and I want to jump in and make some shit with that editor. I want to be part of the solution for this game to make some good SP content for new players. And I would love to make a whole bunch of scenarios. One that's just like legit tutorials of like, here is how you artillery and counter artillery. Here is how you do airstrikes. Here's how you use helicopters. Here's how you use combined arms. Here's how you manage your supplies. Just trainers like that for people that prepare you for MP. And then also I'd love to do a single player campaign that is based around being balanced like the multiplayer is as much as possible. Even if that means it's not very hard and it's just like the enemy just kind of sits still a lot and you creep around and pick them apart with your combined arms. Just something like that kind of like is similar-ish to how the MP feels, I think would be a great time and be fun to make. Maybe says I failed the tutorial. Somehow my F-15X died in midair. Oh, probably ran out of fuel, right? Maybe says that Peacekeeper mission was crazy for her first real mission. Yeah, I said that when I played it. I was like, this is nuts. Like, you don't want the first experience of your players to be this mission. Oh, RU match. Because it feels so fucking bad. You're just getting, like, overwhelmed by all the fucking Russian moto hordes. And it feels fucking bad, man. I don't think it feels good. I think it's, like, the worst possible, first impression you can give to your players of this game in a campaign. The Marines mission was way better for that, because most of it is you get to take your time. And the worst part of the Marines mission, in my opinion, is at the end when you have to hold the city against a tank push. Because again, it's like, here comes the hordes of fucking bullshit. And it's not fun, to me. It's not fun. So I was talking about this before in the Discord as well, is a good example of it is the first time they released the Marines mission, it was very open and sandbox in the sense that like they hadn't restricted you from going around to... What is this? I don't know this map. Oh, this is the one with the bridge. This is one with the bridge. I know this map. I don't know where I'm going though. You could like... Long story short, because this is about to start. Before you finish like the first set of objectives, before the Hornet part, you could like helicopter drop like shit on the other island and creep around and blow up their AA before you even trigger the next part of the mission. So I spent like 2 hours doing that, like driving out of labs and sneaking around with 4Con, doing special forces shit and like blowing up Tunguskas with AT4s and stuff, and it felt fucking so fun. But then the next time I got to play that mission, they'd restricted it to stop you from doing that because it wasn't intended. So the map borders have been shrunk until you complete the first objectives, and then you couldn't do the second part. And then you had to do the second part after, sorry. So you couldn't do that thing I did anymore. And like, I get it, because it wasn't the dev vision, it wasn't intended, and they felt it was, you know, dumb and unbalanced, I guess. But the thing is, it was fun. It was really fun. And I think the SP probably needed a bit more fun by the sound of it, from the missions I played anyway. Oh, sorry, helicopters. Yeah, so what you could do, Kenneth, in the first one is you could destroy the AA on the first island in the big wave mission, and then it would give you helicopters to get across to the artillery, but then you wouldn't destroy the artillery to not trigger the next phase, and you would just go around doing the other shit I was talking about. And the guy would keep yelling at you. He'd keep going, "What are you doing, Commander?" But it wouldn't matter. There was no timer. And that was super fun. I think that's the kind of campaign that's going to work best for this game. Best kind of scenario is where there's no time pressure. You're not trying to be like MP, but worse. You're actually giving in to the fact that this game is, if you take away the MP time pressure, a really good game for like slow combined arms crawl, and you just let the player like indulge in that. Less timers. Anyway, time to play. Oh, I just didn't roll out because I was busy yapping. I'm sorry to my team. We're just gonna watch when my team rolls out, and then we'll fill in whatever gaps. That's fine. Okay, so we want to start peeling out immediately while we're firing our first missile. We're gonna go low. We're gonna keep running. We cannot take that on alone. That's fine, okay. Come back up, try to get another one. Fire. Peel out again. Stay out of range of their shorter range missiles. Splash, 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 splash. Up again. Shit, I'm in range. I'm way in range. This is a dogfight. But they're on the run. Push it, push it, push it, push it, push it. Fire, 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 fire. Sidewinder's out. Splash. I gotta cut the afterburner because I ran out of fuel. Sidewinder. Dead. And now we evac. Oh! Fuck, burners! I'm painted! Ah! Evac. Holy shit. So that was flawless until I went a little bit too close for the gun run and got hit. Unless this dies from lack of fuel, then it's not flawless. Okay, so I don't get as much refund there, but at least the jet isn't dead, so the respawn timer isn't as long. That was flawless for content. It was very cinematic and exciting. But I shouldn't have gone in for the gun run. I clicked on the gun run because I was like, oh, if the Sidewinder doesn't connect because of flares, I better have a way to kill this. But it was a bit greedy because then it got me hit by it. It got an AA launching on me. I love ace combat in this game. That pilot just got halfway to ace, an ace in 140. That was awesome. That's the power of the long-range missiles too. So, unfortunately I fucked up for my team here because I didn't really roll out, but luckily they did. So we've got someone's taking C. Heavy presence on A and B. So it looks like I want to go to C and F. What's our backline? We've got tons of Patriots. So Lemon's playing like kind of backline, like bunch of AA, and they've rolled out. Alright, so I'm going to come over here. So let's look at how I want to do this. I like a bit of recon on the right, but I want to mainly focus about... I think my goal is going to be neutraling out the C point, taking the C point. Okay. So I'm not really going to helo cast. I'm going to put a drone up, I reckon. What a drone are we? No. 2,000, 4,000, 6,000. So I'm going to put it like... here. And I'm going to roll out some recon. I'm going to need some here.
Good copy.
Here. They're taking the D point. Maybe I should go to the D point, actually. First. That's going to need defending. Oh shit, there's like a HIMARS here. Yeah, okay, the D point is where I need to go, actually. I need to get on the D point. Arguably, I might need to get on the D point of helicopters before they spread out too far. I mean, what I can do is get a strike on that pretty early, I guess. That's gonna die, though. But if I bring in a Prowler, it might not. That just kind of needs to be, like, sanitized a bit, I think.
New bearing set. Visual feed is up.
There's actually no point doing that strike, because I can't see right now.
Bugging out.
Recon's not good enough to be moving around. I need to get some, like, regular units in here. Marine, Stinger, Tow. Marine, small.
Moving out.
Marine, small.
Roger.
They took my drone out. Man, my drone is so far back and they still got it.
Moving out. Lab here. We're combat ready.
Alright.
Roger. We're Oscar Mike.
I gotta be careful here, because we're in the shit now. This is in the shit time.
Get out in 10 seconds. Not 10 fucking minutes. Roger.
Let's go across the road here.
Roger.
And get out there. Let's get our Forcon moving up.
Lab ready for combat. Roger. Moving out. Force recon here.
We need to take back this point.
Lab ready. Moving there now.
Let's bring in some other shit. What are we pinging? That's not me. That's... oh, that's bad in the backline.
Copy.
Okay, let's bring in some snipers. And probably some more Stinger in tow.
Roger. Moving to next waypoint. Good copy. Next waypoint received. Lab standing by. Pedal to the metal.
We're not gonna worry about the C point, we're just gonna worry about the D point right now.
Moving out. Everybody out. Sir.
Point looks good from here, but obviously we know the shit in there, we just saw it for a second.
Armored transport. Standing by. Roger. Moving out.
It's so hard to keep a drone alive, I don't like these things anymore, they're so hard to keep alive. They respawn pretty quick though, so that's good. Hey, where's that helicopter? Here it is. I forgot to give this thing an order when it got here, which was a mistake. I didn't get punished for it, so it's okay. They've got some snipers here too, so that's nice.
Marines force recon here.
Okay, I'm gonna go in here, I reckon.
Everybody out.
I want to sneak a little closer too, because I want to get these supplies in a bit closer. No, here's fine, here's fine.
Bumping up.
What do we got?
Force recon.
Okay, they've got nothing left, that's good.
Swift.
So we'll get on the move. The lab can do the capping here.
Already there.
We also need to move these guys up,
Marching keeps us fit. Move to contact.
because we want vision of all this shit.
Orcon ready.
You're calling for supplies or something?
Sweeping the
I
area.
don't know what's going on there.
We move in silence.
Let's get some snipers in tall buildings. Always a good thing to do. They've already got some in there, so I'll move up.
Get a better view from there.
That's annoying.
Double time.
We want to probably send all three of the Kiowas here and go deal with that. Let's hide you fuckers, because otherwise the helicopters are going to shit on you.
Moving out.
Okay, so I need my actual combat units up, because here comes our push to take D back.
Roger.
I haven't got artillery in yet.
Copy. We hide in that building. Left.
Who do you see? Who are you engaging?
Roger. We're Oscar Mike. All asses dismount.
Back up, back up, back up.
Marines at your command, sir. Once a Marine, always a Marine.
Oh, I didn't realize you could see me there. Whoops.
Get your gear, we're moving out. U.S. Marines, ready for duty.
Kill that thing. Alright, move. Don't stay in the same place, or we're gonna get fucked.
Here's our cab, ladies. Heavy
You get in here, and then we'll back off.
Move out.
Just chill here. Never saw what happened with this hind over here. I don't see it anymore, though.
Go, go.
My drone's back, so I'm gonna try calling it in again, but like way further back this time.
Kiowa awaiting mission.
I'm gonna do a bit of creepy uppy. Oh, no, I'm gonna hold right there. We got Igloo moving up, so that's worth noting.
Someone call for a cab?
Let's get out of there. Marines gonna back off the point. Lav, go with my Forcon.
Roger.
I wanna get my Marines and shit all up in here now. So let's have the Marines go kill that Igla. Yeah, that's where I'm going next, buddy, don't worry.
Marines standing by.
Oh, can you see them? Cool, engage them.
Locating. Copy that. Looking for targets. They won't see us coming.
Start forking up through here. I guess these guys weren't needed in the end, so I can... Well, my Shurad's a little bit shitty here, so I might hang them around just for that. There's the arty we knew was coming, though I did leave my lab a bit closer because I was engaging the Igla. Ooh, and I'm getting hit there too.
Snipers ready.
Gotta keep moving. Send in one of the AAVs that isn't fucked. I haven't dealt with that either. Lost one. I gotta bring in a replacement AAV. Bring in some Logi too. And let's bring in some mortars. Let's bring in two... Let's bring in Logi first. I need Logi first, I think. I need my ambulances. There's helicopter to get. Okay, I'm gonna go try snipe that.
For targets of opportunity. Flyby attack initiated. Kiowa is on the warpath. Setting up an attack pattern.
Personal carrier here.
I'm gonna go try to eat them with this unit, I think.
Moving there now.
We're neutral on points now, so that's good. I gotta watch this for a second. I'm kinda like leaving a bunch of shit that I'm not handling right now.
Already there.
So I'm trying to get shit done. Nice, that's dead. That's good. Let me bring in a big dump behind me. See how they're just like... What? What? Oh my god. See how they're just like blindly dumping artillery on the point, so we never want to be on the point. But after we've capped it, we want to leave that alone.
Drop the cargo.
Big dump can be here.
Egressing out.
Okay, you guys shouldn't have kept going, I just realized. That was kind of a mistake. Let's move the Forcon to here. I'm a bit slack on my Forcon, like these guys need to be moving. Pick them up, and let's drive up here. Forcon, let's move up. Hey, nice job, Forcon. Hey, Marine, nice job. Hey, nice job. Holy shit. That wasn't a nice job. Helicopter problems. Come and help with this. So But this is a bad news. This is also coming for them. These guys need to fall back now to here. I gotta watch this. I got ship blowing up. Ah! I'm getting hit by stingers over here. We got the healer. That's good. But we're getting. Oh no, we're getting snipered. Okay, come and kill that. No, 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 keep going. Fuck. You were good. You were clean. You were out. Oh, I didn't order them right. I'm gonna get Forcon over here. I need some air support for here, I think. That's the wrong one. Bring in a longbow. Okay, stop focusing on this, because I can't finish that off, though. Well, I've got no time to think about this now. I've just got to think about what's happening on the right. That's my focus now. Here, you come here. Yeah, I see it, I see it. I see it, buddy boy.
Roger, moving out. Roger that. Search and destroy. Longbow at your command. Longbow ready for combat.
They're dead. Good. Pick them up.
Roger, moving in next
Reload here, and we'll get some supplies in for you. Oh, I don't need that. I've got a lab. Amphibious. Let's get a little bit closer and try to fuck all these fuckers.
solid copy. Search and destroy.
Why can't I see you? Here we go. Big push on the right.
Flying to coordinates. Longbow reporting in.
Need the Kiowa over here.
Looks like we got us a convoy. Roger, we're Oscar Mike.
Why can't we see you?
555. Lining up for attack. Logistics ready.
Didn't need to send you both over. Oh!
Plan update.
What hit me?
Kiowa standing by.
Like I said, sure I did. I didn't see. That's a big problem. Ah, I didn't see the derby.
Flight plan updated.
Fucked that up.
All things shall be revealed.
It's my bad. I didn't realize they had shred of it. I thought it was totally unprotected with shred.
Moving there now.
Where's that Prowler? I haven't got the points for it. This will be hard for the A10 without a Prowler helping it. Looked really good with a longbow there until I didn't see the derby. Excellent job by the enemy. Yeah. Well, they just had shred of their shit, which is good. Oh shit. This Thunderbolt's gonna have a bad day. I mean, you got all your Mavericks off, so it's not the worst day. But we're having issues here now. They got territory control, we don't have damage control. Okay, you've been spotted.
Oscar Mike. Already there.
So I had a good start, but I'm falling apart a bit now. I've lost too much shit. I'm getting overrun in kind of all areas.
555. Copy. Everyone, dismount. Waiting command. Check.
2500. Okay, you can come back.
U.S. Marine. Hoorah!
Okay. So, they're up 2 points because they also got a kill lead. I lost a lot of shit, so I'm part of that. So, let's review. Well, hang on. First, let's save you, then let's review. Have we got a transport that can come get you? We'll just send a Black Hawk.
That's a firm. Hey, who asked for a ride? Solid copy.
So, let's review. We took our objective of D, but then everything got a bit messy when that tank push came through, and I lost air assets trying to stop it, and I lost the Kiowas as well. Everything got a bit messy there, but let's have a look at what we need to do now. How I don't. We want to take the C point, because we're holding, like, they're not pushing over this bridge, they're scared of it. So if we can hold the C point, we'll probably intimidate them out of doing anything else. So I would take a bunch of Marines. I need to get some recon over here. Sweep the C point. And then around 20 minutes... Whoa, there's A everywhere.
Black Hawk is mission ready.
Okay, I need to get a bunch of recon over here, and then I need to, like, yeah. I need to then launch, like, a marine assault on there.
Landing assistance team. What can I
Okay,
do?
so that's fine.
Get your ass.
Let's go ahead and put you in here.
Copy. We take that building.
And then you can, like, go in... over here. I need to move the stingers over is what I need to do. Stingers should move over to here. I need to bring in more stingers watching my right, I reckon. Because that's a consistent problem I'm having. So I can just bring in, like, a Black Hawk over my other stinger teams. That'd be good.
Someone asked for a ride?
Let's send some recon jeeps over here for quicker recon as well. Let's start that.
Copy. Relocating.
Oh, they're, like, all up in me. Look at this. That's... So this all has to move if it survives. Because now they know I'm here, obviously. So we need to get the fuck away from all that. Yeah, there goes that. They were already prepping that strike. I need the AAV to come over here and pick these two up.
Transport. Standing by. Flying there. New flight plan.
Let's put some stingers, like, here.
Chalks on the deck.
Watching the hills and shit. And any recon I have... Hang on. Where are my labs? Where are my good labs? Bring in more recon over here.
We're on the move. All ass. Good copy. Next waypoint received.
Bring in like a truck. MTVR. With Forcon. Maybe I should have taken some shore ride with me over here. Ooh, tonk coming. Tonk coming. Hang on.
Let's take the hammer lane.
My ability to deal with this is gonna come down to my actual units, I think. Imagine that.
Lab, awaiting order.
We need you guys to start falling back.
Moving to next waypoint. On our way. US Marine.
And these Marines that I was earmarking for, like, future assaults, they need to, like, push back onto this point, actually. Stinger's gotta fall back.
Lab under fire.
You just gotta, like, hide in the woods to all this. Toe's hitting, so that's good.
Move your asses. Hoorah.
Let's get on board.
Pedal to the metal. Check that building. Look alive. Howdy, armor team in combat.
Let's get in there.
Next waypoint received. Roger. Moving to next waypoint. Armored transport reporting in. All transport gates inbound. Personal carrier ready. Roger. Moving out. Pushing forward. Move the fuck up.
Gonna get on the side shots. They're gonna artillery all of this.
Personal carrier.
That's the danger, so you need to not go there. Good artillery, thank you. These guys aren't going to clear the area before the artillery gets on them. I need the AAV to pick them up and get them out of there.
Transport. Standing by. Roger. We're Oscar Mike.
I need more, too. I just need to, like, bring in some shit to dislodge this point. In my opinion... We'll get to all this in a second. We can't really handle that right now.
Lab standing by. Lab ready.
Osprey awaiting mission.
I don't know if they've really got anything left there. I probably should have checked that before I went in here.
Solid copy. Approaching.
But if I drop like this,
Flying low.
it should be fine. We'll see. I might get it killed. I might be too close to shore end.
Moving out.
Yeah, we do want to get over to... Or get onto reconning, though.
Roger. Moving to next waypoint. Anti-tank unit here, sir. On ass. We're moving.
Unload those Marines and get them healed.
The Osprey
That's a bit close. Yeah, that's within shore ad range. Ah! I might get away with it. No, we're not going to get away with it. Oh, we got away with it. We actually did get away with it.
Secure that building. Troop transport reporting in.
Didn't I drop 2 units of Marines here? What happened? Did they die? Did someone kill them with artillery? I guess? Okay, don't go onto there. We ran out of time. That distracted us a lot from what we wanted to do here. So we have less time to get this working now, unfortunately. Yeah, no, the pilots didn't get away with it. No, the pilots did not get away with that, unfortunately. But we got away with it. Run! Fuckers! Okay, so hurry up.
Lab ready for combat.
So I'd say realistic for me for this match is, oh my god, the points. I just realized we've lost a player. And, okay. Unlikely that we win this match, but that's okay. It's not really about winning, it's just about how well I play.
Anti-armor at your command, sir.
So in this case...
Anti-tank ready for action. Check that building. Shut up and let's go.
Okay, they're coming to fucking get me. Where'd I bring that lav?
We're combat ready. Humvee ready. Humvee here. Go ahead.
Oh, they're like pushing their shore onto me.
Command. Lab here.
That's aggro.
Solid copy.
Goodness me.
Moving there now. Already there.
I mean, fair enough if it works.
Force recon here. Send traffic. Copy.
Meet the scout helicopter.
Moving there now. Fire director. Stand
Okay, if
by.
they're gonna be like that, then I gotta bring in shit that can kill it. That's all I got for you right now, but that could do.
Force recon in combat. Moving through. Can Roger. We're rolling. Air defense at your disposal, sir. Air defense ready for action.
I don't think I'm gonna get C point by the end of this. I also need to get some artillery in.
Stallion
Get the
copies.
points for it now. But I don't think I'm gonna get this
Roger that.
point.
On our way to the DZ.
Artillery moving out.
Touchdown.
Lab here. Go ahead.
Drain, yeah. That was not really the drain moment for me as much. Oh, that tow is getting hit again. Already's been really good.
Force recon ready.
We can kind of seek a view again, I guess. We haven't got like a recon to go behind you. We can though if we wanted. They probably got recon near me if I had to guess. Probably here again, actually. If I had to guess where it is.
Forcon ready. Advance and secure. Lab ready. Hey, check out this rooster cruiser they gave me. 10-4, we're moving.
Here they come again. This player's been really good about being aggro on my flank, which I think is smart of them. They've been good about that.
Hear us coming. Air defense here. Search and destroy.
I'm gonna get one shot off, or then I'm gonna die.
Back up.
Ah! Oh, but I have an assaultment small.
Copy. We take that
That's the goal here.
Hit the gas.
My shit's getting picked apart over there.
Combat ready. Roger, Wilco. Flight plan confirmed. ATGM
Should get into this building just in time, I think.
orders. We have a building to secure.
Where have they gone? Hello! I got a cat on my back.
Waypoint updated.
Hey, Luna.
Anti-aircraft here. Recon standing by. Cargo truck ready. Lab here. Go ahead.
Alright, keep creeping. I don't know where these tanks went. They kind of disappeared in a scary way. There they are. You wanna hop out? Those should be a thing. Oh fuck, they're catching us flush. Grad's over here, my goodness. My goodness. Hit it again if you can. That Forcom dies. We get the tank. I think I'm gonna need the longbow over here, even though I know they have SHORAD. Fortunately, they're just kind of pushing through, and I don't really have a lot to stop it. Should just go back in the truck and driven off. But I think pressure-wise, they've got me pretty pegged here, pretty beat.
Longbow here.
And it says, by being aggro on the flank, they're turning attention away from the point. That's right. Oh, my team has left. Yeah, well, that doesn't help either. But yeah, this is a great example of why it's so important. Oh, I didn't move after engaging. See? This is a good example of why it's so important to be aggressive. They have the initiative, and see, we probably could have threatened their C point in the first phases without too much trouble. But because they didn't just sit there and they got really aggro on the flank, even though there's no zones here to capture, it's been super effective in keeping me from ever pushing onto the C point. So it's been a better defense than they could have mounted by just sitting there. So they played really well.
Longbow is combat ready.
Flight path updated.
They've been doing a really good job.
Longbow awaiting mission.
I'm going to try to stop this with a longbow, but they've probably got SHORAD in the area, because we know they've still got SHORAD in the area. We know that.
For targets.
So we'll just have to do our best.
Longbow is combat ready. Roger Wilco.
Also, I can't even manage my front line right now, because there's only so many places I can look at once.
Heading there.
Recon heli at your command.
Longbow here. New heading set.
Well, like, I'm just kind of like letting that fall right now, because I'm just watching this zone. They're going to push here again, so I need to get something there for that.
Ready for combat.
Looks like they're trying to do it now, because it's the end of the... Yeah, it's the end of the road, so they're trying to do it.
Longbow reporting in.
I can't really watch both places at once right now.
Heading there. Longbow.
I need to... Ah, caught in the open.
Check a leg. Longbow at your command. High and fast.
Die, please.
Roger Wilco. Flight plan confirmed.
We need to dodge the coax. Okay, instead. They're gonna neutral it before the end of the phase. I don't think they'll cap it, but they're gonna neutral it. I can't get in there though. I was too busy with this to like put up a proper defense at the D point.
Flight plan received.
It's a bit academic for the outcome of this match, but it's also a good example of how I can really only look so many places at once. So, there's not a lot I can really do here. In fact, I'm quite happy to let them sudden death and finish this, because it's very over, unfortunately. I only have one teammate left. Who, hey, they're trying, but I'm pretty happy to make my retreats now. Try and recover as many people as I can, and leave the zone.
Roger. Time for a walk. Artillery ready to fire.
I never even used my Brutuses, because I called them in, but I was always just felt too busy.
Artillery mission is over. Let's head back to base.
I like at the end of these matches when it gets like this, just trying to recover everyone. I find that fun.
Moving out. Mission is over. Return to base.
Let's try to recover all our people.
Anti-armor standing by. Left, awaiting
It's the evac part. It's like the end of Titanfall 2. You know how at the end of Titanfall 2,
We stopped right there.
if you lose, you get to, like, extract. It's like that. It's gonna be hard to get these snipers out, though. But yeah, it's like a little mini-game, that's right. I actually really like it. And Global Hawk is down, no! We're gonna keep the helicopters to cover everyone while we try to get to the LZ. This poor Forcon, they're not gonna... They're behind enemy lines. You don't try to extract them, they just gotta, like, get out later on foot. That's their own minigame.
Flight plan updated.
Landing in the football field. Very appropriate.
Flight truck ready to transport. Already there.
Leave the extra ammo.
99, mission complete.
Detonate the extra ammo, don't let them have it.
On that position. Anti-aircraft specialist ready.
We're gonna pick up these snipers.
Logic.
Yeah, don't let them have the ammo, blow it up. Snipers, break from the tree line! Let's go! It's only one sniper now, actually. I'm gonna pick the Stinger team up too, wait for us. Oh, get in! Small, get in!
Let's go.
You can't fit, no!
Hawk ready. Anti-aircraft team.
There's no room, get on the next bird!
Recon heli here.
Blackhawk. Maintaining attack speed. Who needs a lift? Blackhawk reporting in. Longbow.
We got the helicopters on Overwatch. These poor Forcon, man, they're gonna have to do some sneaking. When it gets to like 24 hours from now, we'll get you out.
Hawk is in the air.
Alright, we extract them, and then everyone's out. Damn, we lost hard, yeah. Yeah, we super did. Alright, all forces but the Forcon have extracted. Or are about to.
Is mission ready.
That small make it. That Shilka isn't real. They would have made it after the buzzer. Budamet says that Force Recon Squad can have a little armor single-player mission. Yeah, it's like Operation Flashpoint. It's like after Montignac. Exactly. Yeah, we lost hard, but we didn't have a DC from the start. We just lost, which was fine. I came in off the back foot because I was yapping and didn't roll out until anyone else did. Until after anyone else did. That said, I did manage to take the D zone, but I probably could have like been more proactive from the start. That's the thing, is at a basic level this game is just who takes what and who kills what. But on the more arbitrary level, it's about the or even less arbitrary, I guess. But on another level, it's about the initiative. And so by being a little slow, I'm a little bit slower on the initiative. So the great thing that they did was really aggressive tank pushes on the right because they're fast. Vehicles are very fast. And so they presented a very big headache that I had to deal with, and that distracted me from doing a creep onto their point. Because that's the thing, is I do the I do the thing where it's like, well, I've been doing the thing like yesterday where you do the recon sweep and you push into the enemy and then you spam them with artillery. And that works against static players, but of course the counter to that is to stay mobile, because you can't artillery something on the move, and you can't howitzer a tank very effectively unless you have cluster either. So basically they did the exact right thing there for what I was doing too, which is I didn't have options ready to really deal with that, and so I had to call in my last resorts, which are my longbow or my A10s and stuff. And because they had Shurad and I didn't see the Derby, and they took out the longbow, it didn't work. I had to be better at spotting the Derby there. I just saw a bunch of tanks and like BMP looking things. I think I see the Derby and I think it's like a BMP, and I have to remember it's an AA. So in that sense, what I could have done to not have that happen is not go so heavy on the recon and be ready for them to push not just my point, which I was, but be ready for them to push the flank. So if I'd brought those toes and stuff in on the right side, that would have been good. And in hindsight, if I hadn't sent the longbow in and just had instead helicopter deployed toes like we did in the last phase, that would have worked better. But hindsight 2020 and all. How do you actually break out of getting tank juggle once it starts though? Longbow hunt? I like that. Tank juggle, that's a good way to say it. Yeah, like longbow and A10, like air support, because it's quick to react. Air is powerful, not just because it has a lot of missiles and shit, but because it's quick. Hornet. That was a great time with the Hornet. Oh, Prowler got some shit too. Even though the Prowler just came in, it just got some shit on its own. That's awesome. This is why I wish I could fit 2 Prowlers. Maybe I should just squish something else out for a second Prowler. Can you notch AMRAM? Sadly, no. There is no notching in this game. If only. There also isn't, like, missiles losing speed for turning, so you can't really, like, maneuver kill the missiles. But I like to think you can. I sometimes do it. Makes me feel better. A lot of 1v1 trades. We had, like, some good... Phase 1 was, like, very successful for us, until they started bloodying our noses with the tank pushing. And you could also argue that the problem there is that the player who was able to do that to me was not being pressured hard enough so they were able to do that. Whereas if I had been more aggro against them earlier with artillery and stuff, maybe they're too busy getting fucked to ever do that to me in the first place. So in that sense, it's kind of like suppression in a firefight, I guess. It's like whoever locks down the superiority first, whoever gets mental superiority first, has an easier time holding it. That's good, because we talk a lot about the fundamentals. I think yesterday was a lot about just like working on my own fundamentals. But I think that match was a good example of actually playing against an opponent who was making us like do shit. Also, more than one opponent, I think. But that's also to be expected, because if I'm not putting enough pressure, or we as a team are putting enough pressure on all 5 of their players, then it only takes one unpressured player on the other team to start being a real headache. Waldrick says, you went positive KDA, which seems good, but I wonder if it's actually too conservative in play when you're behind. Like, it can be, yeah, but, like, I have the same deaths, or, like, similar to everyone else, I just have more kills. Like... I don't, having just played that match, I don't think the stats tell the story there. I don't think I was too conservative. I think I was slow at the start. And I guess you could say, like, what I was too conservative in that sense is, like, playstyle, like I said, is, like, recon heavy rather than having more combat units ready to go. Like, if I had, for instance, like, a marine company on the right flank ready to go with, like, s'mores and marines, and I had direct confrontation, killed that tank column with infantry, and I had less supplies, I kill all those tanks, I resupply the infantry, and then I take the Amtraks over and I take the C point, perhaps. So, in that sense, yeah, like, the playstyle I was playing, conservative, yeah. I would agree with that. More passive, or... Not passive, it is active, but it's not like... I wasn't brawling, I was sneaking, yeah. Waldrick says, not a criticism, seems like you did well, but I wonder if there's something to be said about for weighted cheap bodies and whole stuff. Yeah, like, if I had put, like, a few squads on the right to hold that flank, it would have gone better. So that's something to think about for the next time, is if someone's going to start playing the flanks like that, then I should probably helicopter deploy there quickly to provide a force there. I think it's definitely something I could have done better. Because, yeah, look at the kills also. I got obliterated by tanks and artillery. That was a problem I had yesterday too, like, the playstyle I'm kind of evolving, it feels really good, but I'm struggling to deal with, like, tanks. So, rather than just going more tanks on my own, which I also probably should, like, fit in some cheaper tanks, like the 240 tanks, the medium tanks. It's either that, or I need to bring heartier anti-tank comps in my infantry and have them there and ready to go. I didn't cluster too much around the D point, but I still did enough that I got artillery a bit as well. Alright, on to the next one. Let's go. What do you think is the best combination of Marines? I don't know yet. Too early in the game to make that call, I think. But I like Marines with... Well, I want to say I like Marines with Striker because I think they're a good combo theoretically, but in practice I didn't really enjoy playing the Striker units. So I like Marines plus Airborne like I'm playing now for being a very infantry-focused Marine deck. Lots of good... The Airborne weapons teams complement the Marines very well, I think, and so does the extra air support. And the howitzers and shit. I think Marines Armored, which I do want to make that in play today. Marines Armored is probably like a very grunty deck, but I haven't played it since the old betas, so I'm out of date on that. And I don't know about Marines SOF. I think it'd be a very good, like, niche deck for playing Woods, where you only play infantry, and you, like, just do close quarters bullshit. But I'm not sure how it would do in the open. Your big problem with Marines SOF is you have no support tab, really. Gonna do with a new friendly deck. Yeah, in, like, 2 or 3 matches, I think I'll make it and I'll play it. Alright. Where do we want to go? Take me to the dam? I could play partner. Let's go partner. Nav says Marines SOF seems like it'd be good on paper, on a proper team, not pubs. Yeah, like, if you can rely on other people to bring, like, artillery and AA for you, then it's a different story. Woods Marines. I want to play Airborne Armored again today, too. I haven't got as much time because I didn't start as early, so probably in, like, 1 or 2 matches I should switch deck. Eventually I should start playing deck to the map, But right now I'm still in that phase of like just wanting to try the decks out for themselves. Yeah, Toy Striker's fucked up, so unless you can just scoot around on top of that tanks. Yeah. You mean the ATGM Striker, yeah. It's not a Tow, is it? Isn't it Javelin? Or it is a Toy Striker, legit. I want to go... What side are we on? On this side. Okay, I think I'm going to want to fight along here no matter what. Though again, I probably shouldn't even... In pubs, I should probably just see where they want to go, and then I should just, like... I should just fill in where they don't. It's better to have more frontline players in a pub than not, because I'm very comfortable playing support for the team if I have, like, everyone frontlining and being more, like, artillery and AA focused. That's just easy for me. But the problem, I think, with matches is when you get too many players who only want to play backline shit, you're going to have a terrible match. You need grunts on the front line. I'll open with the F-18 again. What? Oh, again? I had this bug at the end of yesterday, too. Also got, you can see like a frame drop. Something weird is happening. No spawn point. Hasn't loaded the map for me properly, I guess. I've got no spawn point. That's a shame. Again, alright, I'm going to try to Alt F4 this time, because last time I couldn't reconnect properly without doing that. Micro-grunts is hard. It is, which is why people often want to play backline, because it's less stressful. I like playing backline. It's fun. You just can't have everyone do it. I think in a team of players who know what they're doing, you can afford to have 2 people on the back and 3 on the front. But 2 on the front is not enough, I think, for almost all the maps. There's just not enough. Like, there's just too much ground to cover. And, like, ideally everyone's, like, flexing everything, I guess. But at the level we're talking about, I just like playing the game, having fun. It's fine to play, like, front and back, for sure. You just can't have too much of it. Ideally, if you're playing a back deck, you are looking to see if your team has other people doing the same thing first. Everyone wants to be DPS, no one wants to tank, yeah. If you're having trouble microing a frontline playstyle sinless, try a deck, or try units that are like are more expensive but you have less of them, like playing armor. Wow, I still can't. This sucks. I guess I just don't get a spawn point this match. Maybe they don't either, and that's why they left. That's a shame. Are we suggesting BA needs roll queue? It'd help, but their player base is probably too niche to support it. Ah, this sucks, but I can't do nothing about it. Or bug? Yeah. Unfortunate. Alright, well, that fucking sucks, but... Just gotta wait the timer out. Sucks for my team that they lose a player. Oh well! Cassandra says, this game looks really cool, and I sort of want to get it, but as a casual observer, the knowledge barrier looks massive. Yeah, I mean, definitely it can be. Which is funny, because I've been saying that, and then I got YouTube comments from people saying, like, oh no, the game's really easy to get into, actually. I don't know, they're built different to me. I had a hard time getting into this game. I think I think it depends on how you start with it. Like, if you just luck out and naturally gravitate to playing like a noob-friendly playstyle, like small amounts of heavy tanks or something is probably one of the easiest ways, then maybe it is kind of easier. But if you try to come in and play like a whole bunch of units like Combined Arms Infantry, and like your teammates aren't carrying you very much, like you're gonna have a horrible time in a lot of these matches. It's got a high skill floor in my opinion. Doran says as a somewhat casual observer, this game is like completely inscrutable. Yeah. Yeah, like, and I think the thing about this game is it's easier to get into than it looks, but it's not easy to get into. Does that make sense? Like, it's easy to get into if you play it in a way that's easy to get into, but if you play it in any other way, it can be very fucking hard to get into. That's the issue. The game doesn't really hold your hand and say, start with this, and it should. Like, this game is kind of like Nebulous, where it could use like a 20-part tutorial mission series where it's like, okay, baby steps. First we're gonna learn this. Great job. Now we're gonna learn this. So you might like luck out and play in a beginner-friendly way, but if you just decide you want to do something that looks cool to you, but it's actually really fucking complex to play, I don't think the game does a good job of like giving you feedback to say like, oh, you know, don't worry, you're not a bad person, you're not dumb, you're just like taking on a lot right now. You know, you'll just get into a match, you just be like, oh, okay, I suck shit. I think one thing that doesn't help with this game is that they do different colors for your, different shades of green for your allies, but they don't do different shades of red for your enemy icons. And I get that, but like, I think they could have used that, or at least as an accessibility option. Not accessibility, QOL option you could toggle on. Because a lot of times in these fucking matches, even as a very... Oh, you can set it? Oh! Oh! Where? Oh, that sounds amazing. Yes, where? I was gonna say, a lot of times, you don't realize you're being 2v1'd or 3v1'd, and you're like, why do I suck so bad? Why can't I beat this guy? And it's like 2 or 3 guys. Gameplay at the bottom. Oh! Oh, fuck! Cancel the queue. Oh, amazing. I don't think this was in before. There you go. Perfect. Wow! That's perfect! Yes! Oh, that's perfect! The only thing that would make it perfect is if you could change the colors of your own unit types. Like, I just want another row here that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's like recon, infantry, vehicle, support, helicopter, air, and I can put like different shades. It would be incredible. Other than that, no, this is perfect. This is great that they added this. Oh, that's so good. I've been struggling with this. Yes! I can make whatever the fuck you want. Hell yeah. I can make it blue just like me. That won't be confusing. Okay, let's do this right now. This is actually going to help me a lot, I think. What should we set the enemy players to? Player 1 can be red, that's fine. That's a great feature, and you can do it custom. Well done. That's so nice of them to do. Hard mode, everyone's one color. Orange? Orange, you glad that I'm on the enemy team? Orange. I'm actually giddy that this is a thing. Thank you so much for telling me. I'm so giddy this is real. Red, orange, gold. What's another one? I think pink should for the last. What should the 4th one on the spectrum of colors be? It's gonna look ugly, but I don't care. I need the UI. I could also just make them different shades of red to be boring, if this is too garish for me, but I think it'll be okay. I can make them a bit more pastel, like Red Alert. Like Skirmish MP. Dark red, brown. Yeah, or purple is also a good suggestion, which it's a bit close to pink. I can change my own colors too. I can be teal if I want. Okay, you can be like a brown. That works. It's a little hard to see. It's a little like... a little meh. You can be black, but that's going to be hard to see. Trying to make sure that like between orange, yellow, and brown, they look really different, but are still like legible. It's very subjective taste, as you can see. I really got to dial it in. Because if you make it too dark, you won't be able to really tell the unit details. You're gonna call brown the shit opponent. Brown might blend into the ground. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Hey, Mustard, move your tanks ahead. Who are you talking to? Seems tiny bit clunky for color blends too. Yeah, could be Albern red too. Maybe we can get better with a better red. Yeah, what's Albern red? Could be like a pale red, like a maroon. That kind of works better with my scale here, too, I guess. It's lightish red. I think, like, this is kind of a winner, as long as it doesn't look too pink. That's like what? What color is that? Mauve? Lipstick? We're gonna tweak this, I can see as we go. We're gonna have to tweak this. It's kind of maroony. But I think this is pretty good. I'd like to change these two as well, because these look very similar. I'm just gonna change this to white for surrendered. So if it's white, it's controlled to me, but it's surrendered. And then this will be great. Fuck, this is going to be awesome for tactics, I reckon. I can actually... Because until now, I haven't been really tracking my opponent's wins and losses with units and economy. Because how the fuck do you without, like, checking the tabs? But now I can actually be like, oh, I fucked Red's tanks up, but Orange is here too. I'm giddy for this. It's fucking exciting. Let's get a nice teal going here. So we've got, like, Swamp. Everyone a focus player you can. Yes! Yes, this is good. I actually want to make my friendlies more obvious too, I think. But not too different, because I will get confused. I know, like, warm versus cool and all, but I will get confused. And it's less important. So I'm fine with making these pretty similar. That'll be too blue, though, because that'll look like me. That's worse, potentially. Teal's gonna look at the medic player? Yeah. Trying to get a good teal, but that's already kind of teal. And if you go any more blue, it just looks like your units. I see why they struggled here with keeping it all similar. That's kind of a hard ask, yeah. Because if I do want it to all just be shades of like green, it will be tough. Well, we've got like a vomit green there. The vomit green is good. Just make them brighter. Like, that's obviously a teammate. If you take this color and apply it here, that's obviously a teammate. I can make like a really obvious green, like a pea green. Or like a dark green. Just don't want to be too dark because again it blends in, but like a solid green. Make one a neon green, 00FF53. Oh, we got like HTML color code recommendations. Let's go. Yeah? I don't hate it. I think we can differentiate it a bit. It's also like apologies to my colorblind audience. Unfortunately. That's like minty green. If I make this green a bit more different, I think it works. That's like Army Man green. That's mint green. We have like vomit green. Baby food green. I think just brightening them really helps stand them out as well. These two greens look too similar to me, IMO. A little bit, but we're probably all also like similar on the levels. We're probably all like on a certain point on the levels of like color blindness. That probably doesn't help. What I was trying to say there is we might all be different levels of colorblind, so... Bannermoot says, I feel like the defaults are visually different than these. It's probably just like how I see colors. That it's like more distinct to me this way. Like that. Also, like I said, I don't want to make them all different colors because that'll confuse me, like I've done here. So I don't mind them being a bit closer to each other because it really doesn't matter to me as much of a teammate. I don't care as much. So my biggest goal here is not to tell them apart, but to kind of be able to tell them apart, but mainly not get them confused for enemies. Are you into SPH? Self-propelled howitzer? Yeah, they're good. I think they're good. That blue, I will think it's my units, and that's too similar to the other one. Maybe like a really dark, like woodland green. Yeah, go like a pale green. I know they do look similar. Yeah, they do look similar. But for me, that's probably enough difference. I could probably try that out. Oh, the pink. The pink went away. Thanks for telling me that. I didn't notice. Alright, I think we can try that. Hell, I can even change the main red to be a bit brighter so I can tell them apart more. Sometimes I have trouble making out their details. Maybe I should have left it where it was. Now I've got like anxiety about the old red was better. I can't remember the default red. That's good, it just goes back to it. Okay, yeah, let's go with that. I'm ready to play again. That is so pink, it is so pink. Oh, 2 bugged out as well, did it? No, 2's orange. Oh, but like it went 2 to 5, yeah. Do they have any other really cool options? We're discussing on Discord, I might have the best US already. I guess, like, if you up-armor them, they're, like, tougher. I think they're pretty similar to, like, the other howitzers, but, yeah, they're cool. Unit rotation. You can turn off sharing supplies? Yeah, you can. As a default. Double-click fast move. Change the permanent hangar. Controls. Can you actually, like, rebind this now? Yeah, you could never rebind these in the betas. I should set custom keys sometimes. Because, like, a lot of the keys I don't use, like L for dumb bombing, because it's like, what? That's way too far out of my way. I should bind some of these, but I'm not going to do it right now, because I'm kind of all option fatigued out after doing those colors. I'm done. Let's go again. Gotta finish my crumpet, too. I got one more crumpet here. So, going into this one, let's learn from the last one, and let's try to be better about telling... Hopefully it'll be easier now, the pressure of the enemies, like the state of the enemy pressure. Because maybe in that last match I could have then seen, oh, where's red? I only see 4 enemies. And I could have been like, oh, they're probably cooking something. We'll see. I mean, I'm not very attentive, so I probably wouldn't have noticed that. But the point is, let's try not to get overrun by enemy tank pressure this time. Even if it happens once, let's try and correct for that, instead of letting it happen again and again. Because I sent those recon guys to the right, and again, on a purely static enemy that would have worked, but then the enemy was being quite, aggressive over there. And what I could have used there is like a mechanized recon push. Rather than sending Forcon to sneak through the woods very slowly, great against static enemies, not great against aggressive ones, I could have maybe sent like a couple of tanks and like some... Well, I don't have recon brads in this deck. I don't really have good armored recon options in this deck, that's the thing. So I would have had to send the recon jeeps leading some Lav Shorad with some Abrams. And it wouldn't be as effective as an armored push. So hey, maybe it's time to play armored again if I want to do that. Hell equals lob that ship. Yeah, even if I could remember it, I don't want to reach my finger over there though. I don't know about all of y'all, but when I set up hotkeys, I ignore the right side of my keyboard unless it's like a button I never need to press. Because I ain't moving my hand. I ain't moving my fucking hand to press a button. Unless it's like once every 20 minutes. If it's something I need to do all the time, like bombing runs of planes, I ain't going over there for that in the moment. That's like turn flashlight off on your car. That's like turn off windscreen wipers. That's not like bombing run. That's right. Hands on WASD, if you can't reach it from there, it doesn't exist. Exactly. Anything else is like a niche button. I'd rather have like a shift button than one I have to reach for. Fucks up my hand position. Mirror match. No, I wanted to play against Russia again. Let's go to... Oh, we're going to Kaliningrad. We're going to Kaliningrad, okay. Let's do it. Goffer says, imagine losing your Bradley because you couldn't turn off the windshield wipers in time. I think as the players get better and we face better opponents, I'm going to have to start playing to my deck strengths a lot more as well. Like, when I have to start recognizing, like, no, I can't play that side, I need to play this zone. Because against newer opponents, you can get away with a lot. But against people who are going to push you and pressure you, I tend to need that advantage of, like, no, my deck isn't really built for, like, cross-country. Like, I need to be in a tight situation. Or the opposite, I'm not built for tight situations, I need to be cross-country. In this situation, I'd like to go and play the bottom points. So I'm going to call that. I'm most familiar with them. Everything else is like a trench fight. This is like where the motion happens, I think. Though to be fair, this is like a trench fight too. Like, it's all a trench fight. That's Kaliningrad. The most aggressive thing you can do is go here and do an amphibious push. All Al says, thank you for helping me figure out how to differentiate the colors. Oh no, don't thank me. Thank the person who said it in chat. Thank them. I appreciate them too. Let's see. I hope it works here. I look forward to seeing if this works. I'm excited. My first match with hopefully telling it isn't just one big red blob. Because it's so demoralizing too, to like just face this giant red blob, and even if you're winning, it's just like, oh my god, there's so much shit. I hope in 40 minutes from now I'm not going like, oh that was harder and confusing, I'm undoing it. Attacks. And then I'm gonna go over here, so I'm gonna place a helicopter for dominance so no one else thinks to go here. We're gonna get rid of that before the actual drop. And then what do I want to actually do? A light helicopter rollout to control G first is fine, but I think after that, you're putting a lot of eggs in basket with a single Osprey. There's like not a lot of air attacks from us, so I think vehicle rollout is better. We don't look like we're gonna have air superiority unless the enemy doesn't do it either. So let's just roll out with like... What's the speed of a lav? 100. Okay, great. Roll out of like transport lav gaming with a scout sniper. Delete the helicopter for dominance. And then... Let's also do like a lav with like a stinger team and a sniper. And then bring in like a truck. I gotta micro my shit, hang on.
Roger.
Bring in like a truck of like tows. And... Oh, I want to get marines in, but I can't. Assaultman small and some supplies. Get a micro. I could have just come back, but I was worried I'd forget. It's a long drive.
New bearing set. Changing course.
Nada.
Flying the coordinates.
As of right now, it's nada.
New course set.
Gotta look out for... enemy, and we gotta look out for enemy helicopters now.
New heading set. Roger, flying there. Proceeding as
Enemy jets, this happens sometimes.
New bearing set. Turning to new heading.
Here, look for sneakies. Whoa!
Flight plan updated.
Okay.
New course set.
No, two of them. Whoa! Oh, that was unfortunate. I was just a bit close to the sun there.
5 by 5.
I'm gonna pick that up. Get a drone. Pink has a drone. Ooh.
Copy that. Rendezvous point
The
received.
style.
Coordinates received.
Piloting cap F, yeah. Losing my plane's bad there, of course. Okay, Maroon. Morv was bringing in F-16 Eagle. Okay, so F-16 CJ. Seed plane. Couple of them.
You won't find a faster lawnmower.
What are they seeding? I guess they're just using them for multi-role. They're just helicopter... not helicoptering, you know what I mean. What is seed? It's hot locks onto enemy radar. We don't have a lot on the ground right now, but that's just how it is.
Lab here. We're combat ready.
Oh, we got a big... Whoa, big healer rollout onto, like, the points, though. Like, go us. Go us, goddamn. Alright, well, in the wake of that, everything changes here. I mean, if you're gonna take that point, then I'll do you a favor and take these points.
Lab at your command, sir. Roger. We're on the move.
I think one of the things that makes me end up playing bad games sometimes is how, like,
Lab standing by.
where are you going? No, go here.
Moving there now.
Is how I end up always having to change where I'm going because the teammates just decide, no, I'm going there.
Pedal to the metal.
I gotta, like, I just gotta get better at, like, dealing with that, though.
Ain't nothing gonna get in our way. Snipers here. Lab ready for action.
Woo, big rush.
Lab here.
I'm gonna need shit to deal with that.
Lab ready for combat.
That's like A10 Thunderbolt hours, I think.
Extraction team is here. Relocating.
They've all got trophies, so it's pretty hard to like do much about that.
Get the fuck up! Move! I'm the ultimate ground pounder.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt. I gotta bring in a real force for that.
Already there. I know you want to see that gun in action. Roger, flying there.
Oh! I realize I'm in view.
Inbound.
We need to get this strike so it goes between the buildings here.
Going high.
But then it should be a pretty good one.
Sniper team.
Get snipers up there so we can see it.
Warthog, mission ready.
They don't see me, right? They shouldn't see me.
Thunderbolt, ready to attack. Flying the coordinates.
That strike didn't quite go where we wanted.
New heading set.
I guess it's like with the helicopters, you gotta be careful because... Go home. You gotta be careful because, like, in a longbow. An Apache. Ugh.
Your ass is maggots.
No, you can't go because they'll get you, you're dead. You gotta be careful because, like, the airborne unit waypoints kind of get cut off early. So I angled in a bit too quick there. At least I'm alive though. Have a unit check. Oh yeah.
Cargo trucks ready.
Yeah, how about that shit?
Big road is ours. Pedal to metal.
Oh, fuck.
Weapons team under fire, requesting orders. Shut your crown catcher and move out.
Okay, if they're taking all this, hey, please cap the G point.
Apache ready for combat.
I need to bring these gamers in over here, especially my Shorad. I got too busy microing that. Also, this shit right here, we need to, like, artillery that, I think. 2,000, 4,000. They're bringing Brutuses. We should be able to shell the shit out of that.
Apache on the warpath.
Okay, someone else did my idea first, so these aren't really as needed now.
Moving.
I can send the longbow home, but I'll probably get the Apache around
Flying to coordinates.
as a weapon.
Rock up, we're moving. Full power. Copy, we take that building.
Don't know why it's saying I haven't got range there. I should have range up there.
US-3, ready for duty. Establish a base of fire in that
I'm
building.
lacking recon in what I've brought in. I need to bring in some. Let's bring in some Forcon and probably another Stinger unit. And some supplies. I gotta try to remember to use these artilleries.
Osprey is mission ready.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring you to here.
New flight plan received.
And then we're gonna, like... drop here. I'm gonna bring you to here. And drop here.
Solid copy.
And then we'll come back and we'll leave.
Armor tree.
You're gonna come meet up with my other units.
AJ specialist here. Go ahead.
Do you make sure a reminder?
Artillery reporting in.
Yeah, thank you. I'm not doing much of refitting right now because I'm bringing in supplies to do it. It's a little early.
Apache is combat ready.
There's a lot of good shit to bomb here.
Transition.
I can get those Iron Thunders for a start. Then I gotta move again, of course.
Artillery on the move. Proceeding to the next base of fire.
The Osprey is in the air.
My goal here is to just take D point back and then get some cheaper weapons teams organized, holding the bank into the E point by the end of this phase, I think.
Lab, awaiting order.
I do have Scout Snipers, so I didn't need to bring in too much recon, but the extra Stinger is good and the Forcon will be good.
Relocating to the next emplacement. Armor transport.
So what I like to do here is... let's resupply you. I like to get my Forcon up front. Let's get a Sniper over here, I think.
We're moving.
Stinger can hop out here.
Moving out. Stinger team here. Get in that building. Stinger team ready.
Let's not put my Stingers too close together, they'll be really easy to kill.
Force recon ready. Snipers standing by. Engaging targets with direct fire.
I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna move back up the road, because or move down the road, because as you can see, it's pretty busy here. We're ahead on territory, so that's really good. We're capping back, which is also really good. Don't go in there, though, because now that's being looked at, unfortunately. Sniper here has a little less line of sight problems. It's probably the best place to leave them, unless we can find... it's probably the best place to leave them. Seeds at it again.
Artillery moving out.
That MML is how close to me? What is that, 1600?
Apache reporting in.
It's about 1600,
Apache gunship.
1800. So that's about 1800 out. I don't know what an MML's range is, but I feel like I could get that SEP. I should bring the longbow back. Also, why didn't we kill it, by the way?
Roger, moving to next waypoint.
Let's hit that fucking thing. The fact that it's visible and not dying is a blight on my honor. Bring the longbow back. I'm gonna take the time to come get this. Actually, you stay there. Let's bring in our ambulances.
Moving out.
I'd rather leave you in place and heal you, because you shouldn't really take fire just yet. So, this is all fine, but I'm just kind of sitting here. Before I get busy, like, microing this shit... Oh, that's dead. Nice.
Ready to fire, sir. Battery deployment here.
I'm tempted to, like, bring recon here and start shelling that point, but what I want to do is get better recon on the E point and then take it if I can. So the way to do that would be to take the Forcon and the Lav and try to sneak across, I guess. And then we have follow-up, we have Marines with S'more.
Roger. We're on the move. Longbow.
Hang on. I got shit to do here.
Target lock. Engaging.
I have to get distracted. I know I said I'm about to get distracted, but I have to take care of this first. This is big points.
Roger Wilco.
That's fine. They smoke there, but if I go to the left, I should be able to see around the smoke.
New flight plan received. Going to cover pattern. All
Hello?
weapons
Shoot them.
clear to engage. NOE.
Gotta be careful. They can see me.
Maximum power.
That suppression bought me a bit of time to get back into the position.
Flying there. Flying there now.
Oh, they're so close to dead.
Down gas. Flying NOE. Providing cover. Flight plan updated. Roger Wilco. Flight
Hit
plan
'em.
confirmed. Artillery at your command, sir. Longbow is combat ready.
No, they just keep sneaking away. I mean, at least they're hurt.
Flying there.
But I would have liked to kill them. Oh, my bridge just got hit.
Driver, moving out.
No, that's cope. Don't do that. That's cope.
Artillery in
I'll just get an F-35 killed.
orders. Moving.
Alright, we dealt some damage, but we couldn't finish them off. Back to what I was doing, because otherwise I'm going to get really distracted here.
Lab standing by.
So they're push. Yeah, I just wanted the points. I wanted to kill those units. Anyway, I think I should get some more, like, cheap weapon teams here, and then start being proactive in Phase 2. So, like we said,
Lab reporting in.
strategically, proactive in Phase 2 means getting across the river of recon, so I will bring in another couple of Forcon labs.
Moving there now.
And I just want to bring more weapons teams, I think.
Pedal to the metal. Passes out. That's a big 10-4. We're moving.
Let's go like that.
Ain't nothing gonna get in our way.
Do you think it'll provide smoke for river crossing? I'm not there yet. We're ahead, and I want to just recon and poke them. I don't want to make a, like, death or glory push. I don't care about taking this before the end of the phase.
Longbow reporting in.
We're massively ahead on territory already. All I have to do is just kind of, like, hold strong on the territory.
Covering there.
Can I be cheeky? Hang on. I want to be cheeky.
Stabilizing here. Maximum power.
Tee hee hee hee. Tee hee 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 hee.
Longbow copy.
Oh, artillery!
Rooster cruiser they gave me. Looks like we got us a convoy. Let's take the hammer lane. Enemies hot on our trail. Stand on it, come on.
Let's take that fork and start crossing the river. These guys are healed.
Waiting order. Logistics ready.
I'm gonna put my supplies on 7.
Ready. No party without
I already got really fucked up. I'm gonna bring my arty down to me so I can watch it more.
Roger Wilco. Flight plan confirmed.
Oh no! They saw the shit out of me. Oh well, someone's gotta replace them fuckers, don't they?
Roger. We're on the move. Lab here. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
my main goal here
Everybody out. Ready to rain down death.
is I don't want to push across this river. Kaliningrad is a trench fight, and we've set the lines of the trench very favorably for ourselves because of this really nice helo rollout from my 2 teammates here. I don't want to, like, waste a bunch of destruction score and points trying to cross the bridge for no real, like, big gain. I want to win the trench fight, but winning the trench fight means good recon.
For combat.
If I allow them to get comfortable, they'll start reconning my shit and killing me. In that sense, because it's turned into that trench fight, all of my shit should be even further back if I'm not deploying it actively.
Lab here.
Though here I am going to start deploying this, so...
Copy. Relocating. Lab at your command, sir. Lab ready.
Really, I should try getting down low
We're Oscar Mike. Roger. We're on the
and making a kind of sneaky amphibious, because yeah, that's why you got to go down low, because that fucking tow team there. Should bring more artillery.
pedal to the metal. Smoke screen.
Oof. Yeah, that's going to be pretty tough to get through, actually.
Distance. Good copy. Next waypoint received. Copy. Relocating. Already there.
I need to arty that. That's what I need to do, is I need to arty that. But that's fine, the recon is doing its job. It's showing me where they are, we're just going to bomb it.
Roger. Moving out. Marine Force Recon at your command. Roger. Time for a walk.
They're falling back from there. Okay. Like, see, they're doing the same thing to me, so they've got eyes on me as well.
No time to lose.
That's why I started moving my units back when I got distracted and didn't do them all. But now I need to do them all.
Come on. Move in that building.
What the hell? They have really good recon. What? How the fuck? Did they fly a drone over and I missed it? How did they see that?
Artillery ready to fire, sir. Departing. Mobile artillery.
That's
reporting.
crazy.
Lab, awaiting order. 10-4, we're moving.
Did a drone over? Yeah, I didn't see.
Ready.
I was distracted.
Artillery on the move. Artillery relocating.
Drone sat. Yeah, the classic.
Roger.
Everything's gonna move again.
Waypoint.
There's a problem with having shit here.
Transport.
It's just kind of like sitting here. Is like, then that'll happen, right?
Mission. Stinger team standing by. Apache at your command.
It'd be good to send a lot of this shit home while it's not in use.
Lab reporting in.
I really gotta look up and pay attention to the drone sacks, because here comes more of them.
Supplies.
Are the enemy drones that ever hit by AA? Do we not have? Yeah, we have Patriots, but they're not close. Okay, so I need to contribute to that. I need to get my own slammers up and shit. They're doing a lot of seeding, though. So that's part of it. Maybe I don't do that. Hello, Magic Sand. How are you?
Lab standing by.
Not gonna go for the recon push right now, because... Hey, Vulcan, thanks for the raid, what the hell? 249. Hang on, sorry, my house is a mess right now, everything's fucking messy.
Go ahead.
But how are you?
Roger. Moving out.
How have your games been? Vulcan says his regards? Cool, well how is Vulcan's chatters?
Need supplies.
I just got artillery a bunch and I'm moving around to try and deal with it.
Moving.
We're trying to, like, hold the Kaliningrad trench war.
What can I do for you? Welcome to the missile age, choppers. Anti-aircraft specialists ready.
And we've got a lot of housekeeping to do right now. Thank you so much for the raid. Good bloodthirsty for victory. Well, I've played once today and lost, so hopefully this will be different. Ah!
Call for a cab.
But they're I'm leaving too much shit in the open because they've got really nice vision on where I am. So I'm just trying to, like, manage my backline right now. Ah!
Combat. Send your
Because it's all fucked up.
Marines here. We're on the run.
Come here.
Lab at your
Fun games, really good looking viewers. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a really fun release.
Get out in 10 seconds! Not 10 fucking
See, I almost want to just like retreat all of the reserve forces here because I'm not making that push yet.
reporting in.
And I know if I just sit here managing all this shit forever, I'm never gonna make the recon push I want to make. So I'm gonna try this now.
Pedal to the metal.
Just ignore all my problems and just push forward because otherwise I'm never gonna make the active move I want to make in this game.
Moving there now.
Laugh, what are you doing? What? Get over there. Oh, okay, that's the only place you can cross.
Lab, ready for action. All labs.
Okay, come, get over here.
Moving out.
Oh, shit! Okay, so where's my arty? That's target.
Providing direct fire. Copy.
Where's my lab M's?
Proceeding to next base of fire. Copy. Call for
Hold your fire, because I want to fire at the same time. I don't want to know I'm here yet.
Good copy. Next waypoint received. Artillery at your command, sir.
I want to hit them all at the same time. So we'll wait, withhold fire.
Lab ready.
Now we'll all shoot at the same time.
Prepare to engage. Roger, moving to next waypoint.
I don't want to give them any chance to escape.
Artillery relocating. Relocating to the next emplacement.
Oh, holy shit, what is this? That's a problem. See if I can help with that. Call in an Apache. That feels like I should be able to bomb it, even if there's SHORAD. Oh, their cannon battery is on. They almost got me.
Lab here. We're under fire.
Okay, let's see if we can't finish them off. We got green berets as well, with the sniper let out, I think. So we'll smoke. I just double smoked, I didn't mean to.
Forecon standing by.
So I want to get the GBs next.
Down death. Artillery on the move. Roger. Fire mission received.
We'll shoot, and then we gotta scoot right away.
Artillery moving out.
They're very on with their cannon battery. Yeah, all this shit that I'm not actively using needs to, like, go home, I think.
1099. Mission complete.
Because artillery is so strong from them right now that, like, having shit on the ground is just a liability.
Anti-aircraft.
The Stinger teams are fine, they can stay.
Shut up and let's go. Apache copies.
But, it's just such a trench war, it's so artillery heavy that I just need to not have shit here. Oh, this isn't gonna work. I need a longbow for that one. Even their counter battery is too quick for me. Or did I just not move you far enough? Looks like I just didn't move far enough there.
Artillery ready to
Look at them rocket where I just was. It's scary.
to the next emplacement. Artillery available, sir.
Ah! Keep moving! Oh my god! It's like their whole team is doing artillery. There's a fucking precision strike afterwards. Holy fuck! Don't go back there! Never go back there ever again. Oh, I was watching my Apache, it died. I think I'm gonna need infantry here to dislodge all this. Let's send like an actual infantry push.
Roger, moving to next waypoint.
I've got my smallest set up over here. I need like support. I mean, not support, I need transports. Where did I send them?
Fly truck ready to transport.
Where are my smalls? My smalls are all stuck over here.
Sir. Artillery moving out.
Start coming over.
Check a leg.
I really need a transport for y'all though.
Proceeding to next base.
If I can like just drop a truck in, that'd be good. A little bit of supply. And I'm gonna get Marines. I want Marines in small, but I'll get Marines. Forcon. Marines. I just want Marines here basically. Marine snipers.
Next waypoint received.
Marines. You can have a tow as a treat. Marines.
Roger, moving out.
It's kind of like overkill because we're taking it back.
Relocating.
They had a lot of shit there a second ago, but maybe my teammate is taking it now. Snap is a support player's team. Yeah, that's Kaliningrad. Kaliningrad is a support trench war for sure. Oh, shit, I'm next to artillery. Move! That's gonna get bombed! Run! Run! No! I just realized what the fuck's happening there. Oh, there's a fucking A-10! I need to send the, I need to send in the, Hornet for it, because we'll AA it.
Need supplies? Force recon
I don't know if there's anything there. I feel like I'd see if there was any infantry garrison in it, so I reckon I could just, like, cheeky take that at the end of the phase. Looks like I will be needed here, so fair enough I'm bringing all this shit in. Marines. 4 units of Marines is fine, but I have, like, no SHORAD. That's what I didn't bring. All my Stingers are over here. So I should bring some Lav ADs, too, probably. Is that you guys losing the structure more? Yeah, the Arty's obliterating us. I didn't realize that we're losing so hard now because of the artillery. Also, probably doesn't help we're down a player now, but whatever. I'm not going to be able to take this because they're pushing me now, and I'm... Oh! Never sent the King's Island home. Dumb. I'm trying to do too many things at once now because I'm trying to take this point back. I think I'm just going to commit to worrying about the B point with this push and not coming over with these guys. Let's try to get our artillery going again, though. Like, I'm a little bit overwhelmed, but I need to have this going. Especially on these two. Because that's good targets. They're winning on the Arty, I'd Arty them back. Nice that the Forcon can be here within 350 meters and not be spotted. It's really handy. Got that unit, that's good. Next target should be here. And then we'll go back. Oh, that building is loaded! Paladin spotted. Where? Where's their paladins? Hang on, I gotta get in here. It's kind of... Honestly, at this point, do I just go across the river? Because if I try to take B back... I'm just gonna be so clustered with the striker troopers, I don't know. Keep the shore out of this push. Next to H. Oh, I didn't see them. I'm too slow. I'm too slow. Yeah, all this shit I just should have sent home, but I'm too busy now to really want to do it. Okay, so they're taking that. That's good. I'm gonna just kind of do a bit of a crazy push across the river, I think. Watch out for the Arty. Because my unit's already here. I'm not gonna send them back. And it would take pressure off my team, even though this is going to be kind of messy and bloody. If I get any units across the river into C, it will take pressure off my team because they'll be mentally distracted. No! Oh, I did a... Oh, fucking hell. We just put a recon. I know, yeah, I know. But we're going in anyway, fuck it. One of the auto smokes already went off. It's gonna be fucking hard to get across because there's striker troopers. I'm trying to bring my mortars up. Oh, if they die in the water, they just straight up die. That I should have thought of that too. So this is even bloodier. I'm gonna lose everything because I'm gonna die in the water and they can't swim. Oh god! Oh no! I didn't think of that. Come on, this one little boat's got to get across. You guys are fucked. Marines can't swim. It's fucked! Marines can't swim. Oh god, no! No! That's very obvious in hindsight, but I did not think of the fact that Marines can't swim at the time. I've definitely not helped with the destruction score. Yeah, silver lining, they can't win on destruction score any harder. But that was not good. Oh fuck, that was bad. See if I can get away with this at low out.
Turning to new heading.
Ugh. Yeah, I'm making the mistake this match of doing too much at once. And it's getting shit killed.
New course set.
I went too deep there. I'm in danger.
Changing course.
Gotta get out. I got the drone there, but we didn't get the CJ.
Marines!
Alright. I mean, this is not a good end for us in this phase, but if I'm gonna have any chance of being helpful here in the last phase, I think what I've got to do now is kind of withdraw a lot of units and just focus on one thing, or like put my units to work in something useful.
Yes, is on the way.
Looks like I'm gonna have to hold the left side, so I need to stop worrying about the right flank and all this other shit, and just focus on microing these units in a second.
Lab, reporting in.
But I spread myself too thin mentally here, and it's showing. A10, are you gonna
Pulse air support incoming.
do the A10 thing?
Good copy.
I guess A10 needs more prior warning to A10. Still a bit finicky, I guess, at close range. I didn't realize we're down 2 players as well, which isn't good. Ah, now we're fucked. Damn.
Changing course.
It's all going wrong right now. There's choppers in the back line. Oh my goodness.
Logistics ready.
Unfortunately, I think we're a bit fucked.
Kiowa here. Flight path updated. Roger that. Search and destroy.
Marines here. We are engaged.
These are my units now, apparently. Neff says, I really hate that we're not winning, so I'm quitting mentality to get with pubs. Yeah, you get that. Alright, that got dealt with. I can go home.
Command.
You get that, but that leaves me in a very, I think, difficult situation now. I forgot to, like, do anything with this, too. My shit's a fucking mess, and we're gonna be... Unless that other player rejoins, it's gonna be pretty hard to do anything. But 3 players left is, like, I'm not gonna leave this match, because that would be rude at this point. It's not like everyone's left. So what do I do to, like, be anything? I'm not gonna be able to counter-artillery them. They have way better and more artillery than me. Pick one point and, like, practice microing on it at this point, I think. Which means I need to either, like, ignore all this shit or withdraw a lot of that. Let's, probably withdraw a bunch of shit.
Need a helicopter down.
Or, like, just try and hold these 2 points, probably.
Lab standing by. We have a building.
So a lot of these units I'm just going to leave in their positions and, like, let them do what they do. And I'm just going to focus on microing new ones, I think. Because it'll take too long to manage all this otherwise.
Engaged, sir.
Come over and mortar that.
Roger. Moving to next
You guys need
waypoint.
support.
Moving there now. Pedal to the metal.
Oh, but there's just, like, drones overhead. I'd like to surrender. Nothing is going to be fun about the rest of this match. Here comes the B2. Oh my god, says instead of going amphibious, pushing across the bridge to the E could have been a good move. Yeah, well, it would have been, but this one, it would have been because, Oh, let's take E? I could have taken E if I wanted. It's just I got distracted by everything else going on. That was the problem. I was doing that move and then everything else happened.
Stinger team at
Maybe I need to not worry about my teammates as much as I did in this match. Because what I did is, I was kind of doing a little bit of shit here, and then I got like, I saw this shit, and I was like, oh, I should come over and help. But then in the end, other people are moving things there too, so you have to be like, looking around and seeing what they're doing. If I hadn't got distracted doing this, I probably could have like put pressure on E. So, it's like my opponent's being distracting, but also like I'm allowing myself to be distracted, is the issue. And I think that was also the case of, like, all this shit I brought in. The more shit I brought in was more shit to manage. In my head, I was, like, bringing in forces to stop, like, a push like this. But in the end, they never did that until they're, like, super winning by now. If I'm gonna do that in the future, I'll probably just leave the units in transports hidden really far behind. So that, like, it's not like a headache. Because the problem then is, me being static, I just get bombed. Which is, of course, if you're sitting still, you're a target.
dogs here.
So no one said anything about wanting to surrender, so we'll just play the last 12 minutes out. Everything is dead and dying. Everything's droned. What do I do for 12 minutes? I make Marines die around here. Well, I deal with this first. I'm gonna just micro my units I have. Oh, you're trying to hit those units. Okay. Let's have you come up around to here.
I want a base of fire in that building.
That building's almost dead, so you don't really want to sit in it. You come sit in here.
Check that building.
Let's practice babysitting what we do have. Tell them I'm going to do anything because they all have active protection. We're getting like striker pushed. Uber says, you were fine trying to hold your side of the river. I think you took on too much when you considered yourself with the other points and turned to 1v3 it looked like. Yeah. I think that's the good lesson from this match, is to not try and play the whole map at once. You're at 84s. Those Marines are dead. I do not see them anymore. They're gone from my sight.
Weapons team at your command, sir. Get your gear, we're moving out. You like big guns too?
QJ says, understandable though, as everything from here on out seems to be going to be miserable. Well, I think meth doesn't mean... I don't think meth means, there goes my other teammate, like, leaving at this point. It's more the first couple of people to leave when you're losing is what tends to ruin the games. But also, they never added a surrender option to this game, right? So, you kind of also gotta blame the devs a little bit. Anyway, now that everyone's left, I'm happy to leave. I'd play it out, but with only one player left, that's just a waste of time. Well, it was already a waste of time with 3v5, because I'm not that good. But I mean, it's like, I don't feel like it's rude at that point to leave when there's only one other person. It's like, alright. 3, it's like a little bit on the line. It's like, okay, I don't really want to leave when there's 3 people left. But 2, it's like, alright, buddy, like, I'll see, I'm heading out. Arm Noob says, the 1v1 they implemented player versus AI, is the AI even good in this game? I don't think so. I was talking about this at the start of this stream, but their single player offerings aren't super good. But the multiplayer is amazing. Love the multiplayer. You just gotta have patience and put up with, like, when you get the matches like that, where everyone leaves on your team. It's gonna happen. Especially right now, because I think they're not doing leaver penalties right now. Because there's bugs with people getting disconnected from games a lot. So just like the betas, they're trying not to punish people who are getting DC'd. But it does mean people are leaving even more right now. Russia. But you just gotta go next, you know? Bad things are gonna happen to you, and you just gotta go, alright, next match. Sucks if you haven't got much time to play, though. Let's go Oil Rush. Oh my god, says, maybe if you see multiple opponents focusing one side, you could determine to strike where they aren't paying as much attention. Yeah, now that I can see the different colored opponents, I could look at it in that way, too. I think I knee-jerk too much. I had to not, like, knee-jerk, I'm gonna play my soft air again. Fuck it, let's do it. Let's play Special Forces Airborne on a whim. Let's go. I have to not knee-jerk so much. Like, when I see a point in trouble, if I'm not even bringing in helicopters, I shouldn't just be like, oh, let's go there. Like, I gotta not get distracted like a dog seeing a squirrel.